Do the thing.
I'm low.
I'm low.
Welcome to Firefly Session I.
Yay.
It's Firefly
How do we
RPG.
start?
This will be interesting and fun.
How do we play?
Housekeeping. Things to remember. I've got some notes before we get right into it. Refresher on the safety tools. I repinned those in the our Docs and Picks channel. Fully editable if you ever want to add to the lines and veils. I want to remind of the two vocal signals, which are hard cut and hard break. Which is, you say hard break if things are steering towards an uncomfortable territory and you want the direction to change, but don't necessarily need the game to stop immediately. Then we collectively steer whatever content we are steering toward in a different direction. And hard cut if the play needs to stop immediately. And then we all take a minute to figure out what's going on and how to change that, how to make things better. Because if any individual is not having fun, then that's not good. And we need to change that for everyone's safety. It's important that we're all having fun, or else what's the point? GM expectations. I'm also learning this system. I am not going to be nearly as fluent in the rules and systems of this game as I was for 5th edition and some of the other stuff. So it's going to be an interesting time learning how to play this in general.
All learn together.
I'd kind of like to... So with that said, I'd kind of like to keep rules breaks to a minimum. So if we don't know how to do something, and if it's nothing fundamental or major that we don't understand, we can just decide what to do and move on, and then learn for next time. If it is something that's all right, we don't understand this, let's go look it up. Then we can do that if we need to. Everyone starts with one plot point at the beginning of every episode. So make sure you have that marked down.
I'll put D20 on.
I was going to go over once again the things you can do with plot points to make sure you remember. So you can use the plot points to keep additional dice in your dice pool, activate anything that says it requires a plot point to activate, create an asset for your scene, add a d6. Make an existing asset last until the end of the session or the episode. Roll any big damn hero die that you may get and add that to your roll. And stay in the fight when you would otherwise be taken out. Those are things you can do with plot points. Whenever you roll stuff, make sure you tell me if and when you get ones. And I will do the same. I think this music mix may be a little loud. There we go. Yeah. So you start with one plot point, you'll get more. And you can also spend plot points to roll back complications if I roll one. I roll one. Also, inspiration rules of whenever I think you should get a plot point, I'll give you one. I may also offer for collective world building stuff. And there's probably going to be a lot of situations where I go I'll give anyone a plot point if you want to describe a character in this scene, or a booth, or an object, or a thing that's going on, so that it alleviates some of the improvisational weight from me in a new setting in particular, and gives everyone some collective ownership over what's going on in the game. So, a good way to start off would be character introductions. Let's meet everyone. So I would like everyone... I need names and pronouns, and a 1 to 2 minute description of what you look like and who you are. Who wants to go first? No one ever wants to go first.
I'll go first.
All right.
So my character's name is Lin Isono. Pronouns he, him. He is his like whole deal is like yakuza and fashion, and that's about it. So like he's pretty and well dressed and knows how to use a sword very good.
Okay.
Thank
All
you
right.
to the bird in the background, I assume.
Just a blood-curdling scream.
Yeah. So
Getting
like,
excited for Lynn, y'all.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm just assuming it was a bird. I don't know. But yeah, so he wears kind of like a short sleeve, heavier coat, some boots, a nice like scarf, short brown hair. That's pretty much him. I don't know if you want me to go into background. No.
No.
Cool. Good to know.
He does have a like an elastic armband that covers from like his wrist up to just below his shoulder. But that's once again more for fashion than anything else.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, thank you. Lynn. Do you typically go by Lynn or Isono?
Lynn.
Lynn. Cool. Good to know. Who wants to go next?
Hey there. Hey there. I'm Derby. I will be helping you keep your little ship of stuff intact this whole time. I guess I should introduce myself. I grew up on a little border world, a bit a ways out. That away. I don't know. I'm assuming it's that away. Can't really tell what direction here in space. But anyways, I've worked a bunch of places, and I have left those places
all of them.
for various reasons. Not all of them my fault. Some of them my fault, but most of them not. I'm just gonna say. And yeah, look, some people say I'm a little big, that I don't shave well, that I don't, and that it makes me look kind of scary. But appearances aren't everything. That's what Daddy always said. That's what Mama always said. That's what my family says. We're all like that. Even if we are big, we got big hearts. That's what I say.
Uh-huh.
I like making things. I like breaking things. I like making things. That's pretty much all you need to really know. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
And that would be he, him, correct?
He, him, yes.
Cool.
Sorry.
No worries.
I got into it.
Good to know. No, it's good. Who's next?
Go. Hi, I'm Solus. He, him, except really it's the captain. Don't be forgetting that. I'm captain of this ship. This is the Lovelace. This is my place, my home, my baby, whatever you want to call it. It's everything.
Good to know. Can you give like a little description?
A little bit lanky, but maybe not so much in the tall sense. More in the sort of like laid back, always kind of slouching, always kind of like man spreading. Is probably the best way to describe it. Always has a toothpick in the mouth. Very smiley, very like chill. A couple of piercings, short cropped hair, kind of salt and pepper. Kind of middle aged. It isn't exactly clear at first sight how old they are, but definitely like starting to show their age.
All right.
Well, the nice thing about man spreading in space is there's a lot of room to do it.
I mean, if we got the room.
All right.
Okay. Cheers to that.
Hey Eli, could you mute?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm Dr. Joshua Grozik. I am 65 years old. 6'4", tall, not really buff, but I have been everywhere and anywhere. In the universe, galaxy, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm just here for the paycheck. If you got a bullet wound, I can probably fix it. If you need a therapist, go down the hall. Nice to meet you.
By the way, I'm his therapist.
Excellent. Can you give...
description-wise...
Thank you.
Yeah, description-wise, taller, it's like... Not lanky, lanky, but not buff. Just kind of like in the middle, almost dad bod sort of thing. It's kind of a weird mix. Sure, why not? He's always wearing like a doctor's coat sort of thing, like the white coat. And he always has a funky, like, novelty tie on, which is that's his entire personality. Like, that's the only bit of personality you're ever gonna get from him.
Incredible.
Looking fresh, Doc.
So the only sort of like stats of wealth is just a bunch of like large rings on each finger when they're not hidden by gloves or whatnot.
So you have like Halloween ties and Christmas ties and that type of thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yes.
Doc, I want to see your
He has the Christmas
so
one
bad.
that starts singing. It's pretty great.
Very into tie collecting, flea markets.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Just a whole a whole wall of like the infirmary is just like a rack that's full of different ties.
Oh yeah, and another thing, he has a son.
Oh.
On the ship.
Maybe, maybe not. It's up to GM. We'll see.
Oh no, that's not up to me. You get to decide that.
Uh-oh.
Fuck, probably then.
How old?
Yeah, how old and who?
His name is Felix Deruli. He is roughly 24, 25 years old. Joshua does not remember.
Oh shit. Okay.
Felix
Deruli, I will spell it out for you in chat.
Sure.
Shit, that's kind of more dark.
22-ish?
Kind of fucking. I got a young lad aboard. What's up with that?
Well, he's in his 20s.
A medium lad.
You have two medium lads aboard.
Apparently.
Is Derubi.
Hope this little this rascal is paying room and board.
Yeah, I was about to say. So is Felix like? Is he crew? Are you like paying for his tenure on the ship?
Joshua is probably paying for Felix, but Felix just like probably does odd jobs around the ship to help fill in if needed.
I make him clean the dishes.
I think he would do it begrudgingly.
He's a slobby.
Interesting. Why? So like, is he? So maybe a good idea would be to establish. Was he like a package deal for being a ship's doctor? Like, I'll be your ship doc, but I'm not. I need this human to come with me.
I've got him.
Where else am I gonna harvest all these organs from?
Also, like collectively, like yeah, because I think the person who probably also have the most interaction with this is Solace, the captain.
Yeah.
So you can kind of hash this out if you want to. This is this is maybe a little early to get into it, but there's a side mechanic in this game called flashbacks.
Fair.
Where you can play out something that happened previously, and then as a result of that flashback, gain a free asset for the duration of the scene or episode or however long it's relevant.
That's pretty pog. Okay. I'm fine with that.
So yeah, how'd
Fine.
this happen?
I don't know how you found Joshua to begin with.
So the way I'm thinking the kind of cycle of the ship life is spend some time in space, do a little bit of either that's like actually doing the salvaging job to some degree, getting parts and things, and offloading on, some world or another. Once landed, there's a period of like either I'm letting crew go or I'm finding new crew or I'm finding passengers to make up for the time in between, like actually finding ship salvages. So it could be one of those like little interims where the ship is landed and there's like either Solace is going to places like whatever the local watering hole, whatever the like hub is, and seeking people out, or just kind of letting people come to him.
Okay.
All
I don't think he would come to you initially. He's very much a wanderer for what he does. So I feel like it would just kind of be like you approaching him almost.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
So you're always wearing the coat. You're always wearing the doctor's coat.
Oh yeah.
All right.
There's like an old blood thing on it somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, so like, would you say that Joshua spends any amount of time like in bars? Like, what type of person are they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Cool. Yeah, I think literally Solace has been posted up in like whatever the local like bar scene, whatever like the whatever has the most foot traffic, sees that fucking lab coat and is like, all right, I'm poaching. And just kind of like sidles up with whatever fucking piece of shit cheap drink in hand, slides it over and is like, what's up, Needles?
I'm sorry, I'm choking on my Red Bull.
Yes, I'm sure that works with all the women.
I think he'd just stare at you with the most deadpan expression, almost disappointed at the nickname.
Alright, not my best. Got it. So you're a doc? Am I getting that right?
More or less.
Maybe I'm worried about the last part, but I won't focus on that too much.
Talked to anyone before.
You know what? I'll take it. You got a business? You running something around here, or like?
Here? No, I actually just got unemployed. Technically.
That's mighty unfortunate. Can I ask about... Sorry, I'm getting way ahead of myself. I'm Captain Solace. And, like, puts out a hand.
He'll, like, hesitate, but then go in at first shake. Joshua. Joshua Grozek.
Ooh, whoa, okay. I might struggle with that one a bit. I'll work on it. So, the nature of your departing was...
Dead client?
Oof.
Not my fault, per se. I did everything I could.
You know...
Turns out when you take 17 gunshot wounds, that'll do something to you.
you know, you'd be mighty lucky to come out of that on the other side. So, nah, I don't blame you none for that. So would you say that you'd be interested in some, maybe some temporary, on-the-go travel type work? Perhaps on a ship?
I've done it before, yes. What are your rates for? It's not a yes or no yet.
Sorry, say that one more time.
It's not a yes or a no yet. What are your rates?
What kind of rates are you used to right now?
Oh, fuck, dude, I don't know. Fuck, I don't know what currency is. What's good dock currency? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess like this is
General universal currency is credits.
That's what I thought.
I mean, someone's position on a ship, like room and board, and it's usually by percentage of whatever you make. So, like, normal crew percentages for bigger crews, which is probably what the kind of work most ship docks are used to, is on bigger crews. Someplace that usually needs lots of patching up. Something industrial, probably. Is like 5-6% typically, whatever they make. But they also make a lot more money. Smaller ship,
So
smaller crew, probably closer to 10-15, which is a lot bigger percentage, but it depends on the cut of whatever you make.
Right. I guess the question is then, what crew do I already have at this point? Probably Derby.
Up to you. Yeah, like when did this happen?
When did? I mean, we can.
Derby seems like a likely early acquisition.
Yeah.
The ship's old.
And an easy acquisition at that.
Maybe same homeworld.
Yeah, that actually seems likely. I was thinking about that as we were talking, as we introduced ourselves.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Pick up the ship, pick up someone who can more or less keep it running.
Yeah.
I got good news for you, Doc. Good news is, crew's a bit on the small side, so it's not as though you'd be, working a hard day, doctoring up lots of folks all the time. Downside is, we are small, so we're not exactly getting the kind of intake that a bigger crew might have. But I can tell you this, it'll always be fair.
$20%.
Woo-wee, yeah, all right. Okay. I'll 20% put a hand out.
Oh, we are only 4 people in this. Oh well, that's fair.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. Fuck it. It's. Wait. Blech. I forgot my fucking son in this. Also in character.
You're just like. Also, I have a son, and
wait.
come with us. It's like, all right.
I like the idea that Felix is also probably there too.
I mean, he's in his 20s.
I'll do 20%, but he comes too for free.
Saul just kind of looks over at said person, unknown second. Free. Well, okay. Can I get some I didn't even see you there, son. I'm sorry. Can I get some introductions going?
great. Now I have to come up with shit on the spot.
You're the one that decided you had a son.
I did say that. Also thought about it like 4 hours ago. It's fine. I can see him as kind of like a loner type, a little soft-spoken, doesn't really say much, but what he has to say is important, sort of thing. But, looks a little more androgynous.
Okay.
I want to say. He just kind of, like, looks up from, like, having his hands folded across his chest and just kind of, like, carefully reaches a hand out. Felix.
Felix. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
So free. It's not unheard of for us to take on a passenger. Are we talking like you would be along for the ride for the duration that the good doctor here is planning on staying around?
If that's all right.
I mean, yeah. You got any kind
I
of
don't really have anywhere else to go.
well, shoot. How? You're twisting my arm here. Let's see. I'll give you both room and board for, let's make it 16%.
18.
18%. All right. Okay, all right. That seems, you know what? Fair's fair. Puts his hand out again.
You won't regret it, Captain. Josh will go in for a handshake again.
Cool, 2 hands. We're shaking hands.
Yeah, Felix just kind of like gives a thumbs up from the back. And he'll probably buy you a drink as just like, hey, new employer. Bunk.
Oh, well, hey, that's more like it. Now we're getting somewhere.
That's gonna be on this man's tab right here, thank you. Points to you.
Wait a minute now. That wasn't... shoot.
Rad.
Cool.
What would be an appropriate asset for that? I like the idea that that's not that long ago.
This is recent.
Yeah, fairly recent acquisition. Go ahead and take a D6 asset called New Friends.
Who's taking that?
Both of you. More of a situational asset in general, but just signifying that it's a new business arrangement. It's a new kind of thing, new kind of business together. So
Every campaign, Tub. Every campaign. It's you and I, baby. Let's do this.
So Derby's in on for a while. Some point along the way, don't need to define immediately. Maybe we can save that for when it would be conveniently appropriate. You picked up Lynn, in addition. But at the moment, you're on a new job. You got a tip from an ex-employee at the Blackrock Belt Mining Company. They left a lot of equipment behind. There was a recent solar flare that they weren't expecting. So, there's probably a whole lot of equipment you can go pick up. No one's going to be looking for in the near future there. But you got to pick it up quick if you want to get there before other scavengers and maybe the company coming back to pick it up themselves.
Finders keepers.
Makes sense. So, right about now is when Ada comes across the comms and says, Captain? Does Ada have an accent? Can you choose a voice for Ada?
Australia.
What voice settings are there?
I think Ada's old enough that she's only got the one voice, I think. Makes sense.
Oh.
Which is, Captain, we're approaching the shoot. I had a planet involved. Lore reference. On the border. We're approaching the the asteroid belt around Anvil. In just a moment here. We'll be arriving soon.
Ah, swell. All right. I guess I'll go alert the rest.
Excellent, Captain. I'll avoid hitting anything.
I sure hope so, Ada. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. I'm gonna go banging on doors like, all right, let's look lively, y'all.
What's that?
We got some looting to do.
Oh, looting, about that time again, Derby bursts out of the supply closet like, hey, alright, it's time and stuff. Like you see a little bit of just, I don't know, a mop fall behind him or something. When he's getting out, he doesn't bother to pick it up. He leaves the door open. Alright then, what's on the menu today, boss?
Abandoned mine facility.
Are you sure about that, Captain? I hear they got mighty terrible gases down there and whatnot, and inhale it very, very bad for the lungs.
Them's is details for later, Derby. We'll be figuring that out as we get closer.
Okay then, if you sure, Doc.
Oh,
I mean, boss. Oops. Captain, sorry.
There you go. Banging on doors. Let's go.
I feel like Lynn came out like as you were talking to Derby, and he's just standing there perplexed. Like, Derby, is your bed in the in the supply closet?
Yeah, of course it is.
What do you mean? Of course it is.
I mean, that's where I sleep. That's what the captain here said. I get to have a job here. I get to keep fun. I get to eat. I get a little spending money when they say I've earned it, and I sleep in the supply. Have a nice little room in the supply closet with all my tools.
Lynn looks at you, looks back to Derby. Okay.
I shrug. What can I say? All right. ETA on Landon? Or I guess I can just ask Ada. Fucking ETA?
We'll be arriving shortly, Captain. We'll be approaching the larger asteroids in roughly 5 minutes, though I can shorten that time if you would like.
No, that's good.
Can we take the safe route?
The safe route. Can do, Captain. Will do.
Ship lurches in a different direction.
You feel the ship brake significantly, as if it was approaching at a speed that would have been less than the safe route before.
Oh, cool. That's fine. Yeah, I'm basically gathering everybody up, getting ready to for the landing party.
All right.
Do we know anything about the space we're landing on, Captain? Or the air? Are we gonna need suits, or what's the plan?
Yeah, I guess that is a good question about the tip that I got. How much information did that come with?
You didn't get a ton. Most of what you got is that there was an unexpected solar flare, which ended up decommissioning, is what the ex-employee said. A lot of the specific sites around the thing. How much do you know about asteroid mining? Any one of you in particular? Do you have any good knowing about asteroid mining skills?
He's processed the ores. He's never been in an asteroid mine before, but he sure has been adjacent to it. He's been in the supply chain before, Derby.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll mental plus no, and I believe you have an asset called I've worked everywhere.
Yes.
That would be a great thing to throw in this specific moment.
So you say mental?
Yep.
So, alright, D8, mental...
Yeah. And if any
asset.
other distinction you think would be an asset or or otherwise, you may suppose so.
Yeah. I guess not. So wait, you said that, sorry, one more time. Mental, asset, and what was the other one?
No. Your no skill. And I will be setting the stakes.
Oh, cool.
So... for this, I'm basically just going to be rolling a difficulty die and an attribute. So for one for corporate secrets is going to be my D6, and then medium difficulty for D8 to set the stakes. So I've got an opportunity, which doesn't help a whole lot in this instance. But your stakes are 2.
Interesting.
The stakes are you have to roll better than a 2.
Yeah, I rolled better than a 2. I have rolled a 4 plus a 4 and a 2, so that's a 10.
You only get to keep 2 dice.
Oh, so a 4 and a 4.
So 8. Because 8 is more than 5, that is great success. You have done a great success.
On the first roll?
Yeah, on the first roll, which is great. So, you're going to get a big damn hero die, D8.
Woo!
And you succeed greatly. So, things that you know about asteroid mining. The first thing is that they're effectively... So, how asteroid mining operations typically work is they set up a mobile space station nearby, which is where all of the workers will eat and sleep and bathe. It's where they're going to live for a while.
Yeah.
And then across all of the major asteroids, because the major asteroids, it's in a belt around the planet. So it's always moving and shifting. They'll end up going out on skiffs and installing individual mining housings into each relevant asteroid. So this is a lot more like surface mining than it is. You're not going underground or anything with this. And so for this, what you'll know in specific is that you're a lot more likely to find things on bigger asteroids just because it means you don't have to lay down as much equipment. Like, asteroid mining's a lot of equipment. So you want to put it on whatever's going to give you the most bang for your buck.
Right.
So the biggest asteroids are the most likely to have mining installations on them. And everything's going to be on the surface. The most valuable stuff you're going to be able to pull out of there, because you got a great success, so you know quite a bit about this, actually. You probably talked to some folks who did asteroid mining at some point.
Yeah.
And most valuable stuff, you heard about people who needed something to buy to get off of company script, ending up stealing their the laser drilling equipment, specifically. And also just anything already refined is going to be worth something on the market. So your mining equipment specifically, and any pre-refined ore.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So I guess Derby will just say, "Oh, we're going to one of these old places. Yeah, my old buddy Dowdy back at the shipbuilding plant used to work here. And this was before I left, of course. And he told me like it's the places that you can get the best kind of stuff that costs the most was always the equipment and like the raw. You said the unrefined ores or the refined?
Pre-refined. So we've gotten to a point in mining processes that we don't. it is still most economically useful for large mining, like pit mining and ground mining, to pull all of the raw ore out to a refinery and refine it and then sell it. But at all these like tiny installations like this, there are certain tools that will extract the ore from rock and refine it on site. So that you don't have to go through that whole process. So anything that's been refined already is going to be pretty valuable.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so like the equipment here is like really, really like big tech kind of equipment, you know? You told me it's like it wouldn't just like take the ore out. It would take the ore out. It would take it out and like turn it into like the actual refined metal just as it was doing that. It was like really cool stuff. And the best part, we don't even have to go down under the ground and into the big old caves that could collapse on us. All done on the surface. Usually on the bigger ones too. Should be easy to find.
Sweet.
All right.
Sounds good. Look, it all sounds good to me.
Yeah.
We've reached the asteroid belt, Captain.
All right. In that case, can we get? I guess actually, instead of can we get visuals on? Can we get an idea of like, is there like a way? Is there something to roll to see which one looks best?
Yeah. So currently, Ada's kind of parked outside of. They're not. The ship hasn't driven into the belt as of yet. So there's a lot of asteroids moving around at quite decent spaces. If you're stationary in comparison to the planet itself, they'll be moving very, very quickly. As opposed to if you're attempting to like effectively pull yourself into orbit with it, then you'll be closer to the velocity of the asteroids themselves. But if you want to try and do... So you can literally visually scan the asteroids as they're passing. Or you can use your computer systems. You're on a salvaging ship. You've probably got some sensors that are built for this kind of thing.
What do we got?
Does anyone have any kind of use a ship's computers skills?
Let's see. I have a D8 operate. I can use it.
What do I? I've only got a D. And I don't have any particular distinctions. I think that make that any easier for me.
Yep, that's an asteroid. Sure is.
Wait, I can operate.
Anyone's free to try.
All right, I think I can do it. I can use that would be a mental and a
Operate would probably be a good skill to use if you have that.
All right, so a D8 and a D8. So
Right.
I was like,
I'm
right,
going to set the stakes using... Because they're pretty big. These are huge... These are industrial installations. So they're not exactly, like, hiding or anything. And then I'll set the difficulty at a D6. So your stakes are going to be... Roll another one. Your stakes are 3.
oh, wonderful. Wait, what is the? I can't believe I've already forgotten. What's the ship AI's name?
Ada.
Ada. Hey, Ada, mind if I use your equipment for a second?
Of course, Derby.
Oh, well, that's mighty kind of you to say. Mighty kind of you to allow me to do so. Let me just see which the biggest old asteroid.
When people
here.
use my terminals, it makes me feel almost as if I can sense touch.
Well, that's wonderful. I mean, feeling touch is a really wonderful thing. I'm happy you're getting to experience that.
I would love to experience that someday.
I'm sure you will. That is
sad.
that is 14.
That's another great success.
There's a big one.
So you'll be able to take a D6, big damn hero die again. Well, the last one you took was a D8, but you can thank my poor rolling. And yeah, so you send out some feelers into the black to scan the asteroids as they're going past. And you note, let's say 3 or 4 major installations on the asteroids.
Oh, yeah. Can I actually do some? So how do I use like the little? Can I use the little abilities that my distinctions give at any time?
If you've got the little checks on them, then yeah.
Yeah. Since things are going way too well, can I use? While I'm using the sensors, I'd like to use my hard luck case. Gain 1 PP when I stumble into a situation what you shouldn't be in or overhear something you shouldn't. Is that a trigger or is that a?
That's an ability. You just get to do that.
Okay, so I stumble
So
into
you're
a
gonna gain
situation.
so you're gonna gain a plot point, and you're
Yeah.
stumbling into a situation you shouldn't have gotten. I think I'm gonna go specifically with overhear something you shouldn't have.
Yeah. Yes.
What makes sense for me is you're doing a scan over these asteroids, right?
Yes.
And using the sensors, you're fiddling with stuff, trying to figure out, and you end up pulling onto the company frequency for the BlackRock Mining Company. So as you're scanning all the stuff, you hear over the frequency, you hear a couple of voices over your wave radio going like, "Yep. No, we'll be sending people in to recover soon. They'll probably get there 30 clicks or so. Yeah. Don't worry about finding anything. If anything's been picked clean, don't worry about it. If you find scavengers, probably scare them off. Yeah, alright.
Turn off.
See you soon.
Love you.
Go ahead and take a D6 complication. The company is coming. Or I'll add that as a situational complication, effectively.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
How long is the clip, Captain?
How long is a clip, Ada?
In the time of the Earth that was, a click is approximately an hour.
There's
We
Anne.
we got about 30 hours before the big man's men are breathing down our necks. You know what I mean?
Well, let's put a hustle on, why don't we?
Yeah.
All right. So, how would you like to do this? You can attempt to attach the Lovelace to the surface of one of these asteroids. You can attempt to pilot it to sync up with the movement and rotation of one of them. You could free float out there and catch it as it flies by at immense velocity. You could... there's lots of options here. And I'd imagine you'd want as many hands down there as possible.
Yeah, we're gonna take this real easy, like, and safe, like, seeing as, everything's kinda, moving. Let's see if we can get to speed with one of the bigger ones and just make a real gentle sort of land.
That sounds like
And
a pretty...
just latch on real good.
That sounds like a fun idea. So, would one of you like to attempt to do that?
Let's see what I got to in my favor.
You got fly, probably.
Um,
Oh yeah.
so that was one of the ones I was fucking talked out of. So I've only got a D6 and fly.
Luckily, you will have assistance from automated controls, which is the ship's...
True.
The ship's distinction. I'll also give you because we've taken the signature asset for the ship, salvaging equipment. So it specifically has external equipment for latching on to other moving objects.
All right. So I'm rolling?
So you're going to roll your fly with Ada with the Lovelace's engine, and plus automated controls, plus salvaging equipment.
Salvaging equipment is a
D8. So you'll be rolling whatever your fly is plus 3d8. Now this is a pretty hard thing to do. because asteroids are moving in 3 dimensions, rotating in 3 dimensions while also moving in orbit. So maneuvering the Lovelace into a position where it will be able to latch on to an asteroid to be able to properly access the equipment atop of it is pretty difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and set the difficulty for that at a D10. And then with the D8 situational of moving asteroid.
Okay. So I'm rolling 2 d8s and my d6.
3 D8s.
3 d8s.
For the ship's engines, because you roll with the ship's traits, the ship's attributes, and your skills.
Okay.
So, D8 for engines, D8 for automated controls, and a D8 for salvaging equipment.
Okay. Now, alright.
So, I will set the stakes at 14.
2, 5, 5, 6.
So you get to keep the top 2.
What?
So 1, 5, 1, 6. So we got 11.
You got 11. So that will... what was your roll precisely?
11.
A 2, a 5, a 5, and a 6.
Alright, cool. So no jinxes. But you will fail the roll. You may spend a plot point to add an additional die to that roll, if you want to.
What was the barrier?
The stakes are set at 14.
Gah. I only rolled an 11. Heck. Okay.
You can also fail, and we can move forward.
Yeah!
This is not a high-stakes roll, but you will gain a complication from this.
Let's see what happens.
So, as you're flying through, Ada goes, "Warning, Captain, you're about to run in," and then an asteroid hits the side of the ship. As you're flying past, and everyone kind of gets jostled to the side a bit. And a small warning goes off. I'm going to go ahead and add a D6 complication of hull damage.
Ah, fuck. Damage report. Damage report.
Let's see. I made a damage report.
Your containment is currently sealed. No major damage was sustained, though the exterior has been dented and will affect the aesthetic qualities of my appearance.
Oh.
Further damage in same localized areas may result in a hull rupture.
Oh, fuck. Okay, alright. Oh, my poor ugly duckling. What's going on? Let's see. Shit. Can we still make the landing? Can we? Are we safe to land?
We can attempt an additional approach if you would like.
Oh my god, okay. I can't exactly get out on, well, I mean, technically. Jeez. Alright. As long as we're stable, we're gonna try and land, and then we're gonna do some fucking fixing.
Alright, I'd be happy to start fixing her up, Captain.
I guess go ahead and suit up, Derby.
Yeah. Well, everybody suit up, right?
Eventually, yes, but first we're gonna fix this shit.
Hey, Felix, want to come out on a spacewalk with me?
Derby, the kid ain't qualified.
I was just thinking. Kid stays in his room all day.
He looks a little dejected at that comment.
I mean, I guess
No, I can go. I can go.
Fine, he's your responsibility, Derby. I swear to God. Swan to John, you better watch that kid like a hawk.
Oh, yep. Just gives like the he points at his eyes, points at...
Only his captain's paycheck on the line here.
Oh gosh, okay, alright. This is turning into a headache real fast.
Yeah, we're gonna have some good times. And Felix just kind of pulls Felix in like arm around the shoulder.
Weird Uncle Derby.
Yay.
Right.
He doesn't know how to respond to this.
So you may go ahead and just straight up make another attempt, or if anyone else would like to do something to help, you can adjust that. Helping much works like the Apocalypse World games a little bit in that you get to lend an additional die for support, usually a skill die related to whatever's going on, and you'll expose yourself to the consequences of failure. So, for example, maybe if Lynn, you want to basically keep an eye out for what's going on and help the captain focus, maybe you could lend your focus die to the captain, or otherwise like labor or just anything if you think it would help, or if you would like to help, or if you just want to stand by and watch your captain flounder.
I don't know why I've got to be the one. I don't really have a whole lot to help with here. I mean, I can give a. What the fuck did you just say? I mean,
Focus?
Focus. There we go. Yeah, I can give a focus die.
Just keeping an eye out for, nearby
What's your focus
debris.
die?
Yeah, and that's not gonna like take a plot point, right? To
Nope,
do that,
that's just helping.
Okay, all right, cool.
What's your die?
A D6.
Sweet.
All right.
I have a D8 in focus.
Yeah, if you want to help, go for it.
Everyone.
He'll just kind of like stand over the edge and just kind of look out. It looks like he's just spacing out, but he's actually trying to pay attention.
All right,
so,
and that's you had a D8.
You can have my D8.
So I've got
Yeah.
an extra D8 and an extra D6.
Mm-hmm. You may not be helping right now, but remember, if you don't get this job, you don't get paid. If you don't finish the job, you don't get paid. Plus, a small crew, everyone's got to help out. All right, I will set the stakes again.
Jeez.
Oof. So that is a 15.
I'm crying.
8 and 7. So you'll get to roll a D8 for the focus die, as the doc's helping out. D8 for the engines. A D8 for the automated controls. And a D8 for salvaging equipment.
Yep.
Plus your D6 for fly. So you get to roll all those. And keep the top two.
Lynn's D6?
Yeah, if Lynn is also helping.
Yeah.
Are you
So
helping?
Lynn and the doc are helping to basically like keep their you know when you're backing up a trailer and you've got two other people to like keep eyes on stuff where you can't while you're doing control stuff. They're doing that basically, but for space.
All right. Okay. It's a 3, 4, 6, 2, 8, 8. I got 2 8s.
16.
Nice.
16's better than 15.
Ah! Yes!
Did you roll any ones?
No.
Cool.
No ones.
Good to know. So with a very satisfying like chunk and hiss, the arms that are attached to either side of the bottom of your hull end up attaching to the side of the asteroid as Ada finally like syncs with its rotational axis. So you're effectively now you're attached to the asteroid as it goes through orbit. And now that you've got kind of a movement center, gravitational dexterity is going to be less of a problem. You are pulled slightly outward with the centripetal force of movement in 0G, but for the most part, as long as you're holding on to something, it shouldn't be much of a problem. If you want it, maybe if someone wants to create assets that gives them a better advantage in this situation, but otherwise, you're attached to the asteroid now. There's a pretty big mining installation close to where you rigged up, so it won't be much of a walk to get there. And by walk, I mean probably line tether, throw a line to it.
Yeah, I was gonna
You
say.
can figure out what you're doing.
Shiny. All right. Cool. Next step.
I can create an asset with a plot point, correct?
You can.
I'd like to use a plot point to create an asset, a tether that's like connecting me and Felix together.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, go ahead and take a D6 asset that's called Boy Tether. I don't know.
Boy tether.
That young!
I know.
Boy
It's funny
leash.
though.
Really?
Child leash. No, but yeah, like 0G suit tether.
A D6, you say?
Or suit tether. Yep. Starts at a D6.
All alrighty now. Now we're gonna be. Now I'm gonna need you to be hold. No, I'm gonna be. We're
Hold
gonna
my
be
toolkit.
fixing up. Yeah, hold the toolkit. Also, gonna need you to hold some of these plates down on. When we get out there, we're gonna hold these plates down on the place that's damaged. All right, you get me? Trying to just.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Yes.
good. Remember,
Yes,
it's
sir.
very essential you do it. So if we put it in the wrong place, we won't be covering up the dent at all. The point is cover it up, like it's like when you throw stuff over under a rug. That's what we're doing. All right. And then, like, I'm guessing the doors just kind of open and all the air starts coming out.
I'd imagine you'd probably want to airlock together,
Yeah.
just to make that easier than not.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to keep anyone on the ship. You don't want to, because you've got Ada.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who's all getting suited up to get moving?
One thing I would like to do actually real quick is we have magnetic grapplers. I would like to see, can we aim those at the facility? Like, is there like a pylon or a something attachable? We aim, shoot, let it grapple, and just hold on. So that's going to be our tether.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you like to make a roll for that?
Yes.
So that'd be systems for your D8. Well, all of the ship things are a D8 right now. So,
okay.
But your systems will be a D8. Plus probably operate or shoot. Honestly, would also be a valid skill for that because you're aiming and firing a piece of
I'd
equipment.
like to use shoot, please.
Go for it. And then your D8 for salvaging equipment. Because Ada's probably not helping on you with this one. She's more of a piloting type.
For me. So I got 3 D8s.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just...
Oh, I've got to set the stakes. This isn't too hard. I'm going to go ahead and... So, my 2 dice for this are going to be D6 for low difficulty.
Okay.
And D6 for worn metal.
Okay.
Meaning that the structural integrity of this installation isn't
yeah.
completely up to par.
Questionable.
Stakes are a 7.
7. Okay. I one of them is a 7. So 7, 5, 3.
All right. Yeah, you've successfully raised the stakes. In fact, 7 and 5 will be exactly 5 more than the completion rating, so you'll be able to get a D6 Big Damn Hero die.
Yay.
No, you don't deserve.
Give me that. Give me one of them. Yeah. Sweet.
All right.
Ka-chunk. Bullseye.
Yeah. So you fire this magnetic grappler, which is effectively just like a big magnetic disc on like a fairly thin but strong like steel cable with a... I like the idea that it's like a magnetic launcher. Like it's effectively like a tiny little railgun system because you need to be able to fire it repeatedly. So it can't really be like pneumatic or gunpowder.
Right.
So it launches out and then it sticks to the metal hull, like the exterior of this. It's effectively a big boxy building that has been affixed to the surface of this asteroid by like these massive, what basically just look like screws tethered into the surface of the asteroid. And it strikes the side of that with a solid like tonk. And then the cable retracts a little bit, so you've got this nice tight line between outside of the airlock and the surface below.
All right, we got contact. Let's go. So here's the thing. My usual salvager is outside repairing the ship currently. So, Lynn, I know this isn't your speciality or nothing, but want to suit up?
Yeah, I can do that.
Alrighty.
He gets to the like wherever the suits are kept and starts putting it on. And he's like, Ada, am I putting this on right?
No.
How?
Would you like assistance?
Yes.
Cool.
Can Ada have robot arms?
You should ask someone else for assistance.
Come here, kid. I'm here.
There you go. Follow
This
the
dude's
dot.
like dragging
help you
off of my feet.
As formerly mentioned, I cannot use or experience the sensation of touch.
I have nothing to say to that as a player or a person. Yeah, I walk over to Doc and I'm just
I'll help
this is the arm. Nope, that's the leg. That's the leg. Okay.
He'll help you out. It's just kind of like a dad helping like his son get ready for a homecoming sort of thing. It's just like, no, come on, like this.
This is how you tie a tie.
Yeah.
He's showing, he's
Slips a tie into
demonstrating
the
with his
suit.
pizza tie right now. He has a pizza tie on right now.
Excellent.
Excellent. I feel like I know how to
So-
tie a tie. I just don't know how to put on a spacesuit. You know, it's
You
not.
are,
No,
you are fashion
He tells
conscious.
you how to tie
Yeah.
ties.
The airsuit defies all concepts of fashion that you hold currently to make it very difficult to put on. But you get it with some assistance.
I'm trying very
Shortly
hard not
thereafter.
to comment on how ugly I feel like it is, and I look in it. I should let everyone know that.
I think
That's reasonable.
Solace is already like suited up, like patch on the back real hard, and is like, "You look shiny, kid. Let's go."
Don't worry, you look as bad as you think you do. Take care. And he'll go back, he'll just kind of like kick back in a chair.
Yeah, be on standby, Doc.
All right, yeah,
Gives you just like a half-hearted salute.
Let's go.
All right. So, with a glorious ka-chunk and howling wind, the airlock door opens and the existing atmosphere inside of it evacuates, leaving you in the void of space, attached to an asteroid hurling in the air around the planet Anvil. It's delightful. So, you've got a tether to the installation specifically. And as for most ships for maintenance, you've got some rungs on the outside of the hull, Darby and Felix, to be able to pull yourselves over to wherever the damage is.
I'm just trying to guide Felix a bit more because I don't think Felix goes on many spacewalks.
I would be surprised if he did.
First spacewalk.
Probably not many, no.
It's good to know.
I'm just trying to guide him. Just trying to guide him across the ladder thing.
I would actually like Felix to make a spacewalking roll.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I don't have any stats with him.
Right, so Felix we're going to define as like a minor GMC, effectively. So just like base stats 6 across the board. And very few traits. So that'd be rolling a d6.
But also a D6 for a boy tether. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, maybe more
So I'm rolling-
maybe more correct. This what would probably be easier since Felix isn't a character. Let's have Derby roll to help Felix with spacewalking.
Okay.
That makes more sense. So then we've got a d6 for Felix's ability to spacewalk. We've got a d8 for difficulty, because teaching people how to spacewalk is generally not done with the practical approach, but I appreciate the effort. I'm going to add an extra d6 for destabilized gravity, since not only you're not quite in 0G because you have velocity.
Alrighty.
So I will set the stakes. That is a 10 stakes.
So, alrighty. In that case, would this be a physical, mental, or social?
So what are you doing? Are you
So,
literally like
I'm-
dragging Felix along?
Yeah. Well.
Or are you
by the
like
way-
attempting to like teach Felix how to, like, are you trying to inform Felix about how to do a spacewalk? Are you trying to like convince Felix to get over his like spacewalk related anxieties? Because I think you could make a case for all three in this case,
No,
in this context.
I'm literally like I'm like a parent trying to teach their kid to skate in the first stages by having them put one hand on my shoulder while they kind of flounder around in a way. So I am kind of pulling him along
Okay.
in a way, kind of acting as physical stability.
Then I think physical would make the most sense here.
Yeah, so that'd be
So your physical plus
tether.
plus your tether. For skills, I think you could make a case for focus or labor or move. Whatever you. What's your spice?
Labor, I guess.
Labor. All right.
He's good at manipulating objects.
So you really are pretty much just dragging Felix along with you.
Pretty much.
Mobile set of hands. That's all you need. Someone to hold the flashlight.
Yeah. All right. So, D6, D8, 10. Oh boy. I'm gonna use my D8 big hero die.
You do have to spend a plot point to use your big damn hero die.
I will use it.
All right.
Come on.
When did you get a second plot point?
Remember, I started with one, and then I used hard luck case when we heard the.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad I got that. Well, so that's going to be a 3, a 4, a 4, and then an 8. So a 12.
All right, you have successfully raised the stakes. So Felix does not go spinning off into the infinite void. Luckily, though he is somewhat roughly dragged along effectively as you grip the rungs on the exterior of the hull of the Lovelace to find the... that's probably pretty close to what's happening. While you clamber along the exterior of the Lovelace to find the damages.
Yeah, come on now. Stop floating around there. You gotta hold on to something, not just me. Hold on to one of them little grabby things right over there. And he points to it's not even a ladder. It's just a little piece of metal sticking out. Yeah. All right. So I guess now I would have to fix it. Would fixing be a timed action per se?
Yeah, that would make sense. Although you've got a lot of time, so we'll get back to that.
Okay.
So, Solace and Lynn. You are you kind of just pulling yourself by the tether over to the mining installation?
Yeah, that seems right.
Is it low enough to the ground that we can kind of walk along it, or do we specifically have to pull?
Well, walking along it would be a good idea if the asteroid had a significant amount of gravitational pull, which it does not. So you're a lot more pulling yourself along it than you are because my first inclination was ziplining down it, but that doesn't make any sense because there's no gravity. Yeah, you're more pulling yourself along it to get to the installation itself. And then some suits have magnetic boots, so you can latch onto the exterior of the installation. I don't know if yours do or not. It's up to you.
I think that sounds like fun.
Yeah,
I would like to have magnetic boots.
That seems like a good idea. We can just say that you do for now, but if you want to be able to incorporate that into some sort of role, you'll have to make an asset for it later.
Got it.
So, you make it down to the installation. It looks very washed out, in that it is... the effects of an unexpected solar flare are pretty devastating. In that it's a lot of heat and pressure and radiation all at once. So there are, as you've noticed on the approach especially, there's some holes punched into the sides of it. It almost looks like a lot of the exterior steel has melted inward just a little bit. As if it was in the microwave for just a little too long, the roofing cage of the installation, because they don't need a roof so much as they need something to prevent people from flying out of the interior. is this cage lattice work that's like bent in somewhat. And if you're looking at all the bolts holding the structure of the installation together, they look fused to the frame itself. Like, it would be really hard to remove any piece of this from the exterior structure as a whole. But once you get more inside of it, you note that that's a little advantageous, because it seems like the exterior shell of the installation actually managed to protect a lot of the stuff inside of it.
Shoo-wee.
So, yeah, what kind of finding things that are valuable that you can bring back to your ship skills do you have?
Well,
Notice?
Notice would be good.
Okay.
what do I have? I've also got okay notice. I've got good focus. Notice is probably. What else do I have? I think that's about it.
Yeah, I've got notice.
Weird
Notice seems
side
like-
question that I just thought of. Lynn, do you have your sword on you?
Did you bring your sword out?
I think I have to. I think I found some way to affix it to the suit.
Well, I'd imagine it has the, because this is the new millennia. This is in the future. I'd imagine that the scabbard, is that correct for katanas? I don't know. Is magnetic in some way, so that it won't just like fly out as soon as you get into a zero gravity environment. And it's just a belt then, so you can just put that on outside of the suit. So you can have it with you if you want.
I would like it with me, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you have it with you. Maybe a little hard to grip through an entire atmospheric suit of gloves.
I will make it work if necessary.
Right.
Hold
if you
on.
find any, like face huggers or whatever.
Yeah. Is that just a
In the setting,
a quick question?
there is no extraterrestrial life in this setting, as far as has been discovered. As far as the inhabitants of the setting know and understand.
Okay.
Whether there is or not, you'll have to find out. But I will say that it is technically in the same setting as the Alien franchise. Technically. I choose to believe that Wayland Yutani from the Alien franchise is like significantly farther in the future than the Firefly setting.
Right.
But that doesn't matter right now. You've got a sword.
That's all
And
I
you're
need.
on the surface of an asteroid. I was going to set the stakes for finding things. So both of you can make independent rolls, or one can help the other if you would like. I'm going to be setting, let's say, a D8 for general difficulty, and a D8 for solar damage to set the stakes.
So we're rolling notice.
Up to you.
I am. I figured,
Man.
to me, it makes sense for us to roll separately, just because I figure we want to like split up a bit.
Well, yeah. I also. Yes.
And it's a fairly large installation, so there's a lot to look at.
Yeah.
Well, lucky for you, I set the stakes at a 4. And I've rolled a 1, which means that you all have an opportunity if you would like. So for any given complication that we have, currently the two biggest complications are hull damage and the company is coming, both at D6. You may spend plot points to step those back if you would like. And since they're both D6, if you step either of them back, they will resolve. Because a complication is at a minimum D6 if you would like to spend a plot point. And anyone may spend a plot point on this roll too, not just the two of you.
I'm not gonna. I figure Derby can take care of it, or he can decide to use the plot point himself. I like both of these complications personally, so I like to see how
It's
they
I'm
go.
reasonable.
I would like for our ship to survive. But
It's only at a D6. Remember, the ship only gets taken out if it's at a D12 or higher. Unless Darby's literally about to try and fix it.
I know, yeah. Yeah, but I'll let that pan out. Okay, so we're still rolling.
Yep, for finding space stuff.
What was
I got
that?
a 9.
9? 9 will effectively raise the stakes over 4 and net you a big damn hero die.
Yay!
Of a D8, because I am rolling hot shit today.
I rolled a 5?
5 will also succeed.
Okay, cool.
Also relevant, if you roll 1s, they don't get counted. So 1s are 0s.
Right.
So I rolled a 4 and a 1, meaning I set the stakes at 4.
Okay.
Got it.
So you both succeed, meaning that you are searching for cool and good stuff. What did you both roll so we can add some flavor to this?
4 and 5.
What stats did you roll?
Oh, I assume mental because
All right, yeah, that makes sense.
I have to decipher and notice.
Yeah. Sure.
I just rolled straight notice.
Just you didn't roll anything else?
I didn't really have anything else.
Or did you pair it with an attribute?
Like a distinction? Or no,
like mental, physical, social.
Oh my god. No.
Would you like to?
Yeah. Yes. Let's
Do it.
Because that is not optional.
Okay. Then...
At minimum, all rolls will have an attribute and a skill.
That's what I was asking. I was so confused because it's like I shouldn't be rolling 1 die. I don't understand what we're supposed to be. Okay, there we go. So.
And you can roll. I think you could make a case for mental or physical here, for if you're either trying to acutely notice something, or if you're digging through stuff to try and find valuable.
Then let's make that physical.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I rolled the same fucking thing. It was 2.
It's reasonable.
So
you still succeed. But you won't get you won't get a big damn hero die.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So.
I'm just a regular damn hero.
You find not a big damn hero, just a.
You're just a damn.
You're just a damn hero. So yeah, Lynn. So you're running around. You're walking around the place with your magnetic boots going chunk 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 around the bits, and you spot what you're pretty sure Derby was talking about, because you heard him say something about equipment or mining or whatever, and you found effectively a storage locker that you kind of slightly open. So you pull it open a little wider, get a light in there, and you see these rows and rows of they effectively look like jackhammers but a lot bigger, and they've got a compartment in the front of them, and there's some warning labels nearby and in the side, but it's this big hefty mining equipment basically, that looks, especially because it was inside of this equipment locker, it looks perfectly intact. You notice some similar things nearby outside, but upon further examination, they look kind of fused together, like they wouldn't function as much.
Gotcha. Because they were damaged in solar flare. Right. Makes sense.
I keep forgetting your name. Solus, the captain. Solus. Solars.
Well, all right then.
So that one's for free for all of you crew members. Solus, you are digging through stuff. You're really giving it the old elbow grease, and that you're really digging around to find stuff. And one thing you managed to do is you're pulling through stuff, and you find this big bin near the ends. And they're in rows next to these pretty hefty machines. And the tops are open in them. And they've got this kind of loose mesh netting on the top of it, and it looks just kind of black and scorched across the top. But while you're like digging through stuff, you notice one of them has a chip in it, and in the top of it, you actually see some like actually shining metal underneath it. And with some effort, you manage to like break the oxidized surface off of the top of one of these bins to reveal these like crystalline solid hunks of metal in these big bins across the installation. They're probably going to be pretty tough to move, but this sounds like the refinement that you'd heard about earlier.
Oh, yes.
Derby, how's that fixing going?
Well, here's the thing. I may have made a bit of a... maybe a little bit of a misstep when I was thinking, yeah, it would be a good idea to tether me to this boy. And that's why I'm going to use... this is why we can have nice things, to turn one of my assets into a complication. That being boy tether. Boy tether is now the complication.
All right. Boy tether is now a complication.
I like to think that...
do you gain a plot point for doing that?
Yes, I do.
All right, excellent. Go ahead and gain a plot point. Felix has now wrapped around your waist more than once. And is now, instead of being like tethered nearby and able to hold your toolkit, is actually like flush back to back with you.
Like a confused dog.
Right. And he has your toolkit. And if he lets go of your toolkit, it is going to get lost into the void of space.
Oh no.
So you're trying to like hand tools like over both of your backs to try and make all that work out.
Oh, how wonderful. Dang it, I told you not to go to hold on to something and not go wrapping around me like that. Dang it, Felix. All right, Caroline's not here.
Felix says something appropriately wimpy.
Okay.
So what you're going to do now is called a recovery roll. So I am going to roll the die of the complication, which is hull damage, and a difficulty die. I'm going to roll a d10 because this is hard for scale reasons. You got hit with a pretty big asteroid, so effectively what you're trying to do... Have you ever seen someone try and undent a car with a suction cup?
No.
Well, you've got like this big impact in the side of it. And in order to fix that, one of the first steps is effectively getting the plate metal that is holding the exterior of your thing together back out. So I'd imagine you're kind of like winching the inside of it, or you are attaching something to the exterior that will apply outward force. And the biggest issue here is scale, because you got hit with a small asteroid. Small asteroids are still quite large. So the impact that this put in the side of the Lovelace is probably like several meters in length at minimum. I'm going to say like... yeah, let's say like 5 meters diameter. And it's uneven. So this is a pretty difficult thing. And since you turned it into a complication, I also get to roll boy tether as a complication. So I'm going to be setting the stakes at 11.
Oh, geez. All right. So here's the thing. I guess I'll be using physical 10 and fix 8.
Sounds good.
Would my box of parts help me in this situation?
Definitely.
Yeah, so I'm just
especially since you brought it with you. So that's what signature assets are for.
Good.
Yeah, I don't think many of your distinctions would, because your top your top distinction is salvager, right? And this isn't salvaging. This is repairing.
Yeah. All right.
You're looking for an 11. You can also choose to fail, if you want.
I will not choose to fail.
Okay.
Okay.
If you insist.
So to Caroline, to get you up to speed, boy tether was... I turned boy tether into a complication, and now we are in a rough spot. Felix has wrapped around me several times with the tether.
They're effectively tied back to back. now because of the tether.
Okay.
All right.
And
now
Okay.
Derby is attempting to fix the exterior of the ship.
at the same time. Ooh, yeah. That's going to be a 2, a 6, and a 6.
So the
So
two
that's gonna
sixes
be-
will give you a 12, which will just raise the stakes.
Yeah.
You... What I imagine this device is, you effectively devise a small device that adheres to the exterior of the ship in several places, and then gives a pneumatic or otherwise mechanical force outward
Yeah.
to like repair a lot of the exterior here. And then you go in for the detail work and like make sure all of your electricals are running properly on the outside and you don't have any leaks and such. But you successfully repair the hull. So you've, because you've raised the stakes, that complication is now null.
I like to think that me and Felix kind of got a little system. I'm like, dinger binger. Give me the thing. Like he's giving like a doctor. Like
I love the implication that you also don't know what any of the tools are called. You just know how to
You
use
have
them.
personal names for them. You have names only you know.
The hitter, like the one that hits. You know. That.
The hammer. That one.
yeah. Sucky thing.
Oh God.
Felix is just like, this one.
Big old dome. Okay.
Yeah, but you successfully do it. So, for reference, whenever you make a recovery roll on things, if you succeed, you can recover the whole complication, regardless of how high it is. But the higher it is, the higher it'll roll for stakes. So it's harder to recover higher things.
So we are still tied together. We just have a system now, I guess.
Yeah. Go ahead and take a D6 asset. We have a system for your nice success, because that makes a lot of sense.
We have a system.
So, Doc, you're in the ship still.
I am.
And you hear the comms go off on the bridge.
Okay.
And you hear a call coming in that goes, hello, we are attempting to contact the Lovelace. This is the Blackrock Prime. We are attempting to contact the Lovelace. Please pick up.
Oh shit.
That is the company. It's the man.
He'll pick it up. Hello.
Hello, is this the captain of the Lovelace?
Nope.
Please patch us through to your captain.
You think I am?
Not available right now.
Understood, Lovelace.
What can I do for you?
We have been
I'll
alerted
pass
to
on
your
the message.
presence. We have been alerted to your presence at the Blackrock mining installation around Anvil, and we advise you to steer clear. We will be reacquiring that equipment soon, and should we find things missing, we will be in contact.
I can say some really weird, way worse.
I don't even know what he'd say at that.
Cannot advise.
Sure.
I cannot.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect.
Understood,
I
Lovelace.
guess.
Contact out. I'm going to add the complication BlackRock security.
Oh no. Oh dear.
As Solace, the captain. You notice that as you're kind of moving around these stuff, some little sensors that appear to still be operational around the installation.
Well, interesting. Can I see? Can I look for like a readout? Like, what are they sensing?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll mental know for me. Roll a how well. So these don't have like screens or anything. They're just sensors. They appear to be transmitting information elsewhere.
Okay.
So depending on how well you can, you know what sensors are and look like and do, you can probably determine what they know. So if you have some kind of knowing about security information systems skills.
You know,
Can I help on that role? Because I think I wouldn't be
Absolutely.
an expert in it, but I think I would have some understanding.
Definitely, go for it.
okay. So that's gonna be a
I'm gonna
No.
go ahead and set. This is pretty rudimentary. So I'm gonna set a D6 for heavily obscured, and
Okay.
a D6 for difficulty for setting the stakes.
so I'm rolling no mental and then
A D6.
an extra. Okay.
I've set the stakes at 6.
Oh well. I rolled a 6.
All right. So
Actually, no. Okay, I rolled a 1, a 3, and a 3. So
okay. So that will fail to raise the stakes, and you get a plot point.
we.
Is that what happens when you tie or fail?
No, you get a plot point when you roll a 1.
Oh, okay.
Because then I get to add complications.
Right.
Or step up complications. So I'm going to go ahead and step up BlackRock security to a D8 from a D6. Because in your examination of it, you have succeeded in giving it more of your own information, effectively. And you kind of failed to learn more about it, too.
Yeah.
You tell you what, you did learn one thing, which is that whatever state it was in, you triggered it further.
Ew. Cool.
So, as a result, I think I will also step up. The company is coming to a D8. So now you currently have the situational complications, BlackRock security at D8, and the company is coming at D8. You also don't know anything about this call that just happened.
Nope. That's okay though. You know what? I still want to go ahead and see if we can't get this like. There, you said they were in like containers.
Big,
So, like,
like metal bins with a wire mesh across the top.
Okay, cool.
They'll be hard. They'll be like hard to get moving in 0G. But they'll be no harder to lift up to your ship than they will to move across the ground. They are
Right.
effectively bins of solid metal, which means they've got a lot of mass.
Yeah. How do you want to get this? How do you want to get this moving, Captain?
So our ship comes with a thing called gravitic haulers. I don't know if this is meant to be an attachment to the ship or a piece of equipment that we can take with us.
Well, it's technobabble, so we get to decide that.
Because I like the idea of. So I've fucking actually worked in like a fucking factory, and there are these things that you just like pull. You attach it to something and it pulls, and that's all it does. It's a machine that is for that, for like boxes with wheels on them.
Oh yeah, no, I get that.
But in this case, it's anti-grav.
Yeah.
Magnets and shit. So, I would like to think that we can utilize one of them on maybe a couple of these boxes.
That makes sense.
Did we bring them with us?
So
We say
you can.
Yeah,
Would you like to spend a plot point to make that an asset for the scene?
yeah, can I like use the one I just gained?
Yeah. So you can just say you've got them attached to the back of your suit.
Sweet.
So yeah, they're basically just this like, I basically guess it's like a handle with an attachment on the end that you just like, ka-chunk, like attach to the thing, so then you can like pretty easily maneuver it through space back to the thing.
Yeah, because they've got the
I also-
mesh nets on top, so it's not.
I
like
also
big
kind of
zero.
like the idea of, you know, the like balloon system in Metal Gear Solid where you like, kind of like that, where like, so these things that you've got attached to yourself also have like tethers back to the ship, so you can like stick something to it and the ship will like winch it back into the
Yes.
into the bay.
Yes.
And
That's
that'll
so
only
good.
happen like maybe a couple at a time, but as long as you go with it, then you can grab the thing that just got winched back and run it back to the thing, and then you've got some workflow. Like, this is a salvaging ship. This is what it's built for.
I like that. Are we? Should we roll still? Should we roll for like?
Absolutely. Oh, you can definitely fail. So you there's quite a bit of salvageable cargo here. You've got the pre-refined ore, and you've got the primarily those in the tools. There's other stuff around if you want to just like grab shit. And there's probably things to do otherwise, like whatever you want to grab. And I think depending on how well you do this will determine how much of it you get.
Okay.
So let's say I think
that
a
was-
D8 for difficulty, because there's a lot of it, basically. And trying to like get everything maneuvered. There's a lot of it, and it's real heavy. I'm going to add another D8 for scale, just because you're basically attempting to grab the output contents of an entire mining installation into your ship, which is a lot. And then just a flat D6 for the equipment itself. I will set stakes.
Okay, I'm still unsure of like what I'm rolling for this because we just
How
made
are you
that an
doing it?
asset. Well, okay, so we just made that thing an asset.
Right. So you'll be able to use that in addition to whatever. So
What's the die set at?
physical labor? If you what's the stakes?
What's
I'm
the
rolling for
asset?
stakes.
What's the asset?
It'll be a D. All assets start at a D6.
Okay,
Um,
and then so labor. So
if that's how you're doing
Lol.
it. You could also make an argument for operate, because you are operating a piece of equipment.
I like that argument. I'm gonna take that.
This is kind of the nice thing about this system is you can figure out what like problems are solved by however you choose to solve those problems, which is why we have a wide array of skills.
So operate, and then we'll make that physical. Then also probably makes some amount of sense.
So, I have a question before we resolve.
Absolutely.
Do we want to do this in a single roll? Because my thought is, Lynn would want to come up with a plan with how to do this. He is not a labor-intensive human being.
we are we gonna sit for a second and like strategize to like make this more efficient?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
if you want
he is a very agile person.
Ah.
So I'm wondering if like you do all the heavy lifting with all the fancy machinery, and Lynn just rides it back and like hightails it across the tightrope.
Are you suggesting that you want to assist by adding your move die to this roll?
That wasn't my intention, but I will. Yes,
What was your intention? What would you like to do?
my intention was to just kind of roll that on my own. But if
Split it up?
I think that but I think
Sure.
that makes sense too. We
No,
can-
absolutely. Let's do that.
Okay.
So let's do. Let's to resolve the captain's work in this, which is operating the magnetic grapplers. I think you said, or mag hooks or whatever.
Gravitic the haulers.
Gravitic haulers.
There we go.
Excellent. So the stakes are set at 8, and I rolled a 1. So that's an opportunity for anyone if they would like to step back a complication. They may spend a plot point to do so.
I used all my plot points. I don't know
Does
what
it-
you got.
Matter like if we're even in the scene right now or
No,
not.
anyone can spend a
In
plot point
fact,
to do
it's
so.
even better if you do it, Doc.
Back. I got it.
All right.
Uh,
So,
Can I step back? The company is coming.
yeah,
Please.
definitely. So, what?
can
Yeah,
handle
absolutely. So
security.
you absolutely may take that opportunity to step back. The company is coming. Yeah, I think they give you another call. And it's just like we got some trips that because BlackRock security got stepped up.
Yep.
We have reports that equipment is moving inside of the installation. Do you have any word on this?
Nope. It's like there's some really like soft, like kind of loud music playing in the background. It's literally just kind of like the boomer. Sorry, what was that? Sorry, what was that?
Well,
Come on, speak louder. Come on.
At maximum volume.
I think they just kind of accept that of just like, oh, well, all right, and or they'll accept just the blunt no as an answer for things are moving, so they're a little less concerned. They're not coming as fast then, I suppose.
They're just like, what the fuck?
Wait, so BlackRock Security and the company is coming. These are two different people.
Correct. BlackRock Security being the sensors on the installation. And the company is coming being the threat of the company arriving at the installation while you're still there. Or maybe after you're still there. Who knows? It's a versatile complication. So the stakes are set at 8. Well, it's still a D6. You didn't remove it completely.
Okay, that's fair.
You'd have to do something pretty good to get it removed completely. Solace, the stakes are set at 8.
At 8, okay. A 5, a 3, and a 1.
So the same as I rolled. Excellent. What would be a reasonable complication to give you at this point? So you get a plot point.
Hooray.
And I'm going to give you specifically the complication finicky grappler.
Oh.
At a D6. So it's not quite working as well as you'd like.
Bitch.
It's not like adhering. Like you keep like adhering it and then it like tugs a little bit and then it disconnects and you gotta like quick grab it before it goes off into something. So yeah, Lynn, you wanted to try and guide stuff to the thing. Well, I guess you have to kind of get it hooked up first.
Yeah.
So I'm having trouble hooking the stuff up, but I guess every once in a while it works out. And then it can be off with you.
So, do we need Captain to like roll another thing until it's a success? Or?
I think so.
Oh, you gotta keep rolling.
Yeah. And see if things get more complicated or otherwise. I'll set the stakes again. This is one thing that I'm realizing this moment. We're all learning. I'm not sure if that's how that should work. Because I'm very used to, in like 5e, specifically doing the like, well, you don't repeat rolls.
Okay.
If you... That's what I'm used to, is the like, if you fail at something, you have failed. And then you need to find a new way to do it, basically.
Maybe
I think the stakes would be the same, but I do think you are going to have to try something a little different.
Or, and maybe you can shoot this down, but maybe the complication affects me too. Because I'm doing my own separate roll. And if I've got a finicky grapple...
It would be if you were helping.
Oh, I see.
Directly. Because then you open yourself up to the consequences.
Oh.
So if you're like assisting on the roll, this is the kind of advantage-disadvantage thing of assisting, is like you make a single roll more powerful, but the consequences for that single roll are spread between multiple people. By making your own roll, you're protecting yourself from that, but also making any single roll less good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to set the stakes again. So that is a 7.
Okay.
Oh no, that is an 8. 2 4s. And you may choose to do this the same way or another way, or you can invoke an asset, or you can spend some extra points for dice, or whatever you feel like doing.
Oh, I need to pay attention to. Okay, never mind. That's not gonna help me. Bum. Shoot.
I don't
Would you
remember precisely what
prefer
it was.
I help with the whole process and throw a D10 on it, or?
That might help a lot. If you want to like, since I seem to be having some trouble, like help stabilize a bit.
Yeah.
Offer a helping hand.
Well, with I don't know if that specifically would be a D10.
Depends on how you're
Yeah,
helping.
how do you want to? Roll it.
How are you helping, Lynn?
If I'm there to stabilize, I feel like that would be something like focus.
Yeah. Focus or labor. Yeah, operate.
Yeah, I'm gonna say D6 because that's the highest of them that I have. That makes sense, I think.
All right.
Alrighty. Please. Okay. 2, 2, 6, 4.
That's a 10, which is above an 8.
Woo!
So you succeed. So it's finicky, but you end up getting like it functions now. It's still finicky. You still have the complication, but you manage to get things properly attached, and they start like dragging out toward the Lovelace's hangar. And Lynn, if you want to go ahead and guide those. Go ahead and make a thing. So I'm going to. This isn't super hard because the equipment is built for it. I am going to roll a D8 for the difficulty, a D6 for the guiding the lines is basically, and I get to add a D6 for finicky grapplers.
Okay. And so I would get just physical and move, I believe, right?
And if you think anything else particularly applies well or poorly, then you may add those as well. You're so distracted by the ugliness of your suit that your fashion is a downside. Oh wait, no, fashion isn't a distinction. It's a thing. Yeah, no, never mind. That wouldn't work.
If this is a focus roll, maybe.
All right, so I have set the stakes at 13.
Oh fuck!
And I've rolled a 1, so there's an opportunity.
And that's only to.
You can pay a plot point to step back any complication.
Could I step back a complication that has been rolled?
You can, but the die roll will stand.
Oh, will it?
Yeah. So you, irrespective of the dice roll, so you can, if you would like to do that, you can go like, well, on the ride, I fix I figure out what's wrong with the grappler. What did I say? The fiddly grappler, finicky grappler.
Howler.
The fiddly gravitic hauler.
Yes.
I fucking holler if I have to say that again.
I kind of like that idea. I don't think it makes any sense, but I kind of like accidentally hitting it, and it just kind of starts to work.
Right. You do still have to see whether or not you succeed or not.
Actually succeed, yeah. Ooh. Oh, I rolled a 1 and a 9.
So that would be a 9, which is less than 13.
It sure is, isn't it?
And you rolled a 1, which means you get a plot point. Congratulations. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the D6 complication out of control.
Oh, good.
So while you are effectively like riding this system back up, you go like, and you like see the light flicker a little bit, and it's like, and then it has like a much more solid attachment to it. You're like, oh, good. And then it just kind of goes like, and then the whole like thing that you're riding like starts twisting in the air as it continues to get pulled up toward the hangar. And now you're headed somewhat like head first for the hull, roughly. I think makes a lot of sense.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that seems good. Derby, what are you up to?
What am I up to?
Oh, you fixed the hull.
I fixed the hull. Yeah, now I'm just trying to finagle Felix back down the side of the
Yeah.
side of the thing.
I think it would make sense if you managed to like breach the side of the Lovelace just in time to see Lynn and a pair of very heavy looking pieces of crates of metal kind of like twisting and zooming toward, not zooming, but like drifting toward the hull at a very unfortunate angle.
Like they are going to crash into the hole that we just fixed.
It's entirely possible. Or not into the part you just fixed, into like the hold, not hole is what I meant. So like the airlock area. Arguably the weakest part of the ship.
All right, Felix, I put like a little hand on his shoulder. Now,
Yes.
what I'm saying is gonna sound a little odd to you, but I'm gonna have to toss you.
Um.
You see that over there? Those two men and those two men hurtling towards the hole.
It's just Lynn.
Just Lynn?
Isono, or not Isono. Solus is is still at the installation. I assume watching in abject terror.
Like, oh fuck, I
you
just
see
killed
that-
that boy.
You see that guy? See Lynn over there? They are hurtling towards us at a very very unfortunate angle. And now here's the thing, and at an unfortunate speed too. The only thing that's gonna stop them is if one of us puts enough force on it such that it will slow down. Now, this is some weird kind of sciencey junk. I don't entirely understand it, but I'm pretty sure it will work.
You're gonna throw me into him?
Look, trust me, it's not gonna be as nearly as bad. You see this little thing over here? I'm gonna spend a plot point to create an asset, please.
Absolutely. What's your asset?
My asset is blast padding, and it is as in, look, we get some weird blowy uppy stuff sometimes on this ship, which is why there's a little modification in this suit here. It will exert it will balance out the forces being exerted on it, and be how you say distributed evenly. It will not. It might take the wind out of you, but look, trust me, it's gonna save a couple lives. It's gonna save us. And you will not be mortally harmed, okay? You will not.
Mortally harmed.
I'd be mentally harmed.
I would throw myself, but look, I'm a little slow right now, and I do not think you could throw me. Trust me here.
Are you sure we'll be okay to do this? I'd rather not, just be lost in space.
Derby thinks for a second.
Please.
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Okay? You hear me? You're gonna be
don't
fine.
like the second pause there.
All right. It's gonna be okay. All right. You're all right. Just breathe in, okay? Oh wait. Oh shit.
Okay.
Alrighty. Now, on 3, you're gonna want to land on your feet here. 1, 2, throw.
All right.
Excellent.
So you will be making a roll for that. So I'm going to roll a D6 for the complication boy tether. A D6 for the complication out of control.
I thought we resolved. We resolved boy tether.
Did you?
Yeah.
I thought you resolved hull damage.
Oh, right. We resolved.
We have too many complications.
You resolved hull damage, and you resolved previously. The other folks resolved the finicky hauler, the finicky gravitic hauler.
Okay, right.
But I'm pretty sure
And I
boy
added-
tether's still a problem. That's fine.
Oh.
You can still hurl Felix into the void of space if you want to. It's just going to be a complication.
Okay.
So D6 for boy tether, D6 for out of control. I'm going to say a D10 makes sense for difficulty here. And then the D6 for space physics.
All right.
Because
Sure
that's what
are
you're
deciding to
objectively
check a
trying
boy
to do. Yeah.
through space.
No, I believe that it'll work though, because you're trying to counter the force of these two things effectively, such that it will adjust its angle. That
Right.
makes sense to me in 3D space.
What is my asset at? Like the one I just created? The blast
It'll be a
die?
D6.
Okay, so I have a D10 for physical. Can I use the D6 that you granted us of We Have a System?
Yes, absolutely. I did that.
Fuck, yes.
Yeah. So you and Felix have a thing going. You understand.
Yeah.
Um,
And
then you'll pick a
D4.
skill.
Well, let's see.
Ooh.
I can move, I can influence, I can know, I can...
If you can give me a good one-sentence explanation for why I've worked everywhere helps in this situation, I'll give it to you.
In
Look.
what other situations have you yeeted a boy through space?
Look, here's the thing about about operating forklifts, especially
In space, in the vacuum of space.
yeah. Sometimes people are going to be falling out of it. And even if we're going to be flying around it, sometimes we have to get back to it, but nobody's on it.
You know
So
what?
we
I'll
have
give
to
it to
toss
you.
each other.
I'll give it.
Thank you.
And also, you're lucky that I keep rolling like dog shit. I rolled 2 1s, so that's 2 opportunities, if anyone wants to spend plot points, plus 7 total. So the stakes are 7.
Okay.
And there are 2 opportunities currently.
Okay, so I have a D10 for physical, a D4 for throw, a D6 for work everywhere, a D6 for We Have a System, and was there anything else?
I
I
don't think
think
so.
that-
I think that's about it.
I have to beat a 7.
I believe.
Oops, roll that. Okay, so that is a little rough. Actually, it's a 10, but there is a 1 among those.
Yeah, so you'll get a plot point. And I'll get to add a complication.
So,
But
can I-
you do succeed. So
can I resolve a complication before another complication is thrown on?
if you would like to.
Well, actually, a question before I do that.
Mm-hmm.
Does the boy being yeeted in my direction resolve out of control?
No. It will resolve the issue resulting from out of control, which is that you were about to hit the bottom edge of the airlock. It will right you.
Okay.
But the complication out of control will probably resolve itself shortly. Once you have actually entered the bay and are no longer moving.
Okay. So then I'm good.
Yeah, you're pretty good. Would you still like to resolve a complication? Or
No, I'm
step
good.
down?
Maybe we should-
All right, cool. So then, let's text for voice in here. These gifs. Well, I think there is a very appropriate complication here, which is a D6. Felix is floating away.
No.
And since you did such a good... You know what I'm also going to let you resolve, Eli? Boy tether, because you're not anymore.
Oh no!
So you can go ahead and resolve that complication. So Felix correctly, as you predicted, like hits the two slag buckets that you're carrying into the airlock, and Lynn, it correctly rights you, and you see kind of vaguely Felix just kind of like give you a look, a wide-eyed stare, as they start kind of floating away from you as you're riding the slag buckets into the airlock. Is there something you would like to do to prevent Felix from floating into the void?
You're pretty good at moving.
Yeah, describe the scene a little bit for me.
So you are riding the slag buckets. You go out of control. You get twisted upside down so that your head is roughly aligned with the bottom of the airlock.
Perfect. Okay.
You see out of the corner of your eye, Darby and Felix come back around from having presumably fixed the hull of the ship, and then you just see Darby give a valiant shove as Felix shoots out toward you and the slag buckets, and you feel an impact against them that twists them back into the correct position. And you notice that Felix's suit has puffed up a little bit for impact compensation, specifically. And then having imparted force onto the high mass of the slag buckets and you riding them into the airlock, Felix has lost most of his velocity, but is now starting to drift off toward the rest of the asteroid belt rather than toward the airlock with you and the buckets.
Would you say he's kind of coming in my direction?
More off the asteroid more towards the other asteroids than toward your asteroid. But
So
if you would like
going
to attempt
straight.
something to assist, you may.
Well, let's find out. I can just create an asset if I spend a plot point, right?
You absolutely may.
Okay. I'm gonna do
Assets
something-
are basically like one of the things that's kind of nice is they're basically amorphous equipment.
Yeah. I'm gonna do something that's very in character. I want to create a lasso.
That was my exact thought.
All right.
No shitting. I was gonna be like, does Captain have a lasso?
So you absolutely do, and it's with you.
Yes.
How good are you at 0G lassoing?
We're about to find out.
I assume that's most of the way you use it, because I don't imagine you do a whole lot of cattle wrangling.
I mean, no, no,
Not out here anyway.
not in these parts.
So
Human wrangler.
yeah, so you may absolutely have a lasso. So I assume you're attempting to lasso Felix.
Yeah, I want to see if I can just get like his ankle, his hand. Can he catch it? Can he fucking like?
Yeah, absolutely. So like probably physical throw makes sense to me.
Yes.
Plus your D6 asset for making the lasso.
Yes. So a throw, physical. So that'll be that. Is there anything else I can? I think that's. Well, okay. I'll hold on to something, but I think that's a D6, a D8, D8, and my shit. What do you do with the big damn hero dice again? I totally.
So you can spend a plot point and roll. So after you roll, you can spend a plot point to roll a big damn hero die and add it straight on top of whatever you already rolled.
Ooh, okay. I'll hold on to that then. I'll hold on to that. And
So it also includes itself as a third die if you choose to roll it. You can additionally spend plot points to simply add in additional dice from your pool that you've already rolled.
oh, okay.
So like if you roll 4 dice, you can spend a plot point to keep a third die of the 4 that you rolled.
Okay.
There's a lot you can do with plot points. They're very important. And you get them pretty frequently. Like they are a very fundamental currency of this game.
Okay.
Oh, I need to set stakes. So
Yeah.
we've got the D6 complication of Felix is drifting away. I feel like D8 difficulty is reasonable, in that it's not impossible, and he's moving pretty slow because he lost a lot of his velocity to the slag buckets. It's Felix is drifting away, not Felix is flying away. So that is a flat 10.
Flat 10. Okay. I want to go ahead and spend the plot point to roll my big damn hero die.
Seems like a good time to be a big damn hero.
Yeah. Please. So that's 3, 3, 5, 2.
Oh boy.
So you'll get a 5, a 3, and a 3.
Yeah.
Which will be 11, which will raise the stakes.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I think you lasso Felix. And since you've got magnetic boots, you're stationary on the asteroid. You get it like right around like the neck to the underarm, like he's kind of waving out like this, and you get it around like a nice point, and just like slowly and carefully pull him in. Definitely shook, I'd say. Does that make sense? Also, Caroline, do you need to go soon?
I can. Yes, soonish.
Soonish, okay. I just wanted to make sure you weren't forgetting if you needed to leave.
I know. Not everyone's there yet,
Okay.
so it's okay.
Cool.
He's pale. More so than usual. He's just like, as soon as he comes in and you lasso him, he just kind of clings to you.
All right, son. Let's get you back where you belong. How's about?
Thank you. I owe you one. Thank you.
You're darn tootin'. Let's go.
So let's go ahead and take an extra plot point for that, because it was very cool.
Yay.
And very on brand for your character.
Yeehaw.
That's a lot of fun.
Oh, I was so afraid we were gonna lose Felix, dude.
Felix. Hey, Felix definitely wouldn't get taken out that easily. I don't think.
Yeah.
And by taken out, I mean dead.
I would
Just like he would.
My son.
Oh,
Sorry,
I don't think you were
son.
part of this conversation, Carol. Or maybe I don't know if we talked about this when we were playing. Characters can't die. Player characters can't die in the setting without explicit permission. Felix is an NPC. I'm not gonna kill Felix in our first session.
Well, okay, and here's the thing, right? Like, we don't even know it. Like, does him flying off, like, that doesn't have to be a death. Like,
you can get him back. I do think I'm going to turn that, so I'm going to shift that the short-term complication of Felix's drifting away to just shaken D6 for Felix.
Yeah, he is mortified.
So I'll add that.
Well,
Yeah. I've got an idea for next session, but I'll hold that until we're done.
Can I like resolve putting the shit in the shit and then like
absolutely I was going to I was going to suggest we do so. So at this point you successfully bring the two slag buckets into the airlock. You can leave them there for now while you grab more, or you can cycle the whole airlock. You can have Ada cycle the whole airlock so you can actually get them into the hold. They're quite heavy, so that might be pretty difficult with just one of you.
Can I get Felix? Like on my return trip? My return trip will just be going to get him and bringing him back to the ship?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I think what might be good here is a... I'm not going to make you roll for that specifically. Okay. Let's do a timed action.
All right.
Specifically for hauling loot, let's say. I'm going to make this... Captain, how long do you want to stay here? How long do you want to risk staying rooted to the rock?
I want to give us a good...
do you want to hit any of the other installations?
No, I think we're gonna stick with this one. Loot it for all it's fucking worth. At least as much as we can within... I'm gonna say I want to give us like a solid, like... 10-hour lead on these guys, so they have a little bit under like 20 hours to just like in and out.
Okay.
Faster than that if we can.
Absolutely.
Like, anything that's within reason.
So let's do 5-hour segments.
All right.
So you get 4 beats, meaning 4 like some timed actions on basically cleaning out this installation. And if any of you, all of you who want to be involved, can basically pick what you're going to be doing for that period of time, whether it be looking for better stuff, physically hauling it into the ship, or like getting it stored or cataloged, or whatever you think would be a good task for this period of time.
Okay. Yeah.
It sounds like Lynn probably wants to be hauling during the time.
I think that'd be his best use.
I can possibly assist. Derby could assist with this.
Yeah. What do you want to? Because you'll all get like separate. Either you can all have separate actions, or we can, for the sake of time and the fact that it's kind of cool, we can pool all of this into a single action where you're like each contributing different dice to it.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm still doing like surveillance and just kind of setting stuff up to be hauled back.
All right.
I guess I'll make that. What kind of rolls is that?
You could throw notice in there. I also think it would make sense if you want to throw your captain die in there, because you're doing some directing.
Okay, so that would be
organization.
Okay, so that's a D8. Right? D8. Okay. And then
And then if Darby's helping, maybe labor for Darby. If you're just like physically helping.
Yeah.
But I would be rolling that?
Yes. So Darby's assisting then.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And
what
then,
dice is that?
I got a D8 for labor.
And then Lynn would be assisting with a move die.
Which is D10.
10.
So you'd be rolling a D10, a D8, a D10 for Lynn's move, a D8 for Darby's labor, a D8 for your captain, a whatever skill you're using.
That was my notice.
Notice, and then probably your physical skill, or maybe your social if you're doing more directing than actual physically working.
Let's go with social.
All right. So you're going to get to roll all of those. I am going to make some difficulty things. So I'm going to do D8 for BlackRock Security, D6 for the company is coming.
Oh boy.
Probably, yeah, I've used a D8 for difficulty before with this. And then a D6 for the physical, the solar damage. So finding the stuff that's good.
Okay.
So your stakes for this, I believe the way that this works is I roll stakes once.
Okay.
And then you basically get those segments to be able, you get 4 segments to be able to succeed at that.
Oh, okay.
I'll look that up later if that's not correct.
Okay. I'm willing to accept that as it is.
All right, so that's an 11.
11.
For stakes. No opportunities. I'm going to give you a plot point, one of my special ones.
Ooh.
Congratulations, you got a plot point, to include an additional die in this. So I'm going to make it a 15.
Wait. So you're increasing the difficulty?
Yeah, I'm paying you a plot point to make it harder.
Oh.
You're welcome. So I have a limited, so I get 1 plot point per player to do all the same things you all get to do.
Do I have to take it?
Yes.
Oh. So now I have 2 plot points?
Do you get 2 dice or 3 dice with this?
I get to include an additional die, meaning I'll get 2 dice plus 1.
Do we get 2 dice or 3 dice?
You get 2.
In our collective roll. Okay.
You get to roll 4 times. You get to keep 2 dice. If you want to pay plot points, you could add more if you wanted to. You can do the same things I can do.
Okay.
Question for that?
Mm-hmm.
during all 4 rolls, like, do the ones we roll count
Yes.
for these?
Mhm.
All of them that we roll, all 4 times.
Correct.
Man, that's sure is
Damn,
a
that
lot.
sucks.
Fucking one.
I'm not doing that.
It is over. You are doing this over the course of 20 hours.
Let's start. Let's figure this out.
So
Can
your
I
first
pay
beat.
a plot point to give you 3 dice?
No, you can only pay if you're the one rolling.
Okay.
There are some abilities that let you give other people plot points in certain situations, but you'll have to take those if you want those.
Gotcha.
This sucks.
What'd you
I
get?
roll a 4,
All right.
a 2,
All right.
a 2,
All right.
a 2,
All right.
and a 2.
Nice. So that's a 6 total, which will not raise the stakes, but also won't succeed totally. So you're still doing the work basically. So you're 5 hours in, and you're continuing to haul stuff, but you're not satisfied.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? Could be worse.
Could be worse. Would you like to roll for the next beat?
Then yes.
Yeah, 4 beats.
Shit. I just fucking. What were my dice? That was a D6 for that. D8, D8, 10. Okay. Right? No. What am I missing?
I'm pretty sure you got it all.
I'm missing my.
Are you missing your gravitic haulers?
I didn't roll with gravitic hauler.
No.
I-
Well, you should.
What is that? What is that one? What is that?
It's a D6.
That's a D6.
It's an asset you made to help specifically with hauling stuff. And this is
That's
since
right.
you're doing this labor, it makes sense that you would add it.
I did not note that down. Okay, so that was.
I might also be playing kind of loose with what the definition of a scene is, but this is also kind of a one scene episode so far.
Right. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's so many fucking dice.
You only have to worry about 2. But you have to figure out what they are before you can worry about
Right.
2. 2 highest.
So that was a 9 and a 6, so 15.
Which will not raise the stakes. You do good work, though,
Sweet.
but you're not done.
All right.
No ones?
No.
All right.
Big money, no whammies, and stop.
Oh my god. Okay. There is a 1, but my
All right.
highest are a 6 and a 3. So 9.
All right. So that doesn't succeed. You got 1 beat left, and I get to add a complication. I think I'm going to step up. The company is coming. Up to a D8.
Look.
Oh,
You got 1 more beat. So
Yeah.
you got 1 more roll, and you got plot points to add if you need to.
Yes. I'll keep that in mind.
could I possibly add? I don't know. Oh, actually, no. Never
You're
mind.
helping, so you can only lend 1 die.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
okay.
already in my pool here. Uh, okay, so that's 10.
All right. You can spend a plot point to add an additional die from your pool.
So
to
wait,
that
what is
total.
what is a 0 on a D10 then?
A 10.
Oh, it's a 10. Oh, I'm stupid. I don't know how dice work. Cool.
1 through 10
Got it.
on a D10.
Got it.
Some
Okay.
people play it 0 to 9. Nah, 1 to 10.
You use D10 so rarely. It's like, what the hell? Yeah, so that was a 10.
All right. That will not raise the stakes. If you would like to add a third die to that pool, you can spend a plot point to do so. If you have something that would bump it over a 15, or you can spend 2 plot points to add 2 dice. If you really want to. So the consequences of failing this are, there's going to be consequences, probably related to the 2 major complications we have so far.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get all the salvage you want.
Yeah.
How many plot points do you have?
I have 2.
What are your other dice totals? So what's your whole lineup for this roll?
It was a 6, a 4, a 3, a 2, and I think another 6, 4, 3. Yeah.
6, 4, 3, 2. What's
2.
the last one? 2. So even if you add 2 dice, that only brings it up to a 15.
Right. And if
I think there's anything
doesn't
even
pass,
I
what was
can
the
do.
threshold again?
15.
Okay, so
And you
yeah.
gotta raise the stakes.
Can I have Felix help?
I don't think so after the fact.
Yeah, I've already rolled, so
So no, you failed. In the 4 beats that you've had.
shit.
Damn.
So I'm gonna go ahead and add some complications. So we're gonna add a D6 poor salvage complication, which just means that you didn't actually get great stuff out of it. The quality of the stuff that you grabbed, or the quantity, either or, you didn't get a great haul out of this. If you wanted to, you could push your luck and stick around longer. If you'd really like to, but I'm definitely going to add additional difficulties to that. Yeah, that's really the primary one. Is you got poor salvage, and you're 20 hours in.
Yep, we're kind of at.
We're losing Caroline too.
Yep.
Boss,
Bye.
I think I can. Boss, I think I might be able to.
Captain.
Captain. I think I might be able. If we just stay a little while, I think I know where I can find some good stuff. Right? I know I wasn't there because I was fixing the hole, but I think I can get some good stuff if we just stay a little longer.
I also think we should stay a little bit longer. Like we can deal with a couple mooks, right?
Just let me do my thing.
You got 5.
All right. Lynn, I'm gonna need your muscles and that sword of yours over there for some stuff. We're gonna be cutting through a couple things.
2 things.
We got lasers. I don't know what you're thinking a sword's gonna do.
Yeah, the sword is not for metal. Arms are not for metal. So that's kind of the 2 issues with your current plan, whatever you're cooking up.
Take a damn fucking hand laser. Shit.
No, where we going, we do not want any lasers going on.
Are we going cave dwelling, Derby? Yes, we are.
You'll see. We'll see what happens. And Derby will drag Lynn off.
All right, what are you doing?
Lynn knows that. I mean, not. He knows that he's going to try and get some. There are some large. I'm guessing there's a range of equipment from small to large.
Yeah, there's lots of equipment around, as said before. But again, you've been at this for 20 hours.
Yeah.
So a lot of the problem is more poor salvage than it is quantity.
What if I said?
What are you doing?
Can I make a case is we're going for one of the large, one of the things that we can't get out. One of the larger vehicles that is meant to transport things.
Oh, you want a skiff?
Yeah, I want to dig into one of those mining skiffs and take out the most valuable parts and run with them.
Sure. Go for
Like-
it. So the biggest difficulty here is going to be finding one that's worth salvaging, because the skiffs weren't stored inside anything, so they got the whole blast of the solar flare. So a lot of the difficulty here is just going to be finding one that's worth anything.
Okay, so can I use worked everywhere with this? Because I'll know where they're stored.
Definitely. So I'm going to be rolling a D6 for poor salvage, a D8 for BlackRock security, a D8 for difficulty, and I think that'll be fine.
Okay,
Can I give you a D8 for notice?
sure.
The stakes are 12.
Okay, so I got. Is this going to be a physical or mental?
What are you doing?
Well, again, we are moving quick. We are moving quick. We are ripping and tearing our way over this place.
So you're just like literally pulling stuff apart as fast as you can.
Yes.
Yeah, then I think physical would be.
So,
Check-in, though.
so,
I mean, you're still what it seems like what we're looking for is quality, so you'd still be checking things, right?
yeah, still.
Who is that?
Yeah, so, D10 physical?
I'll give it
D10.
to you.
Okay, sorry.
What?
Or, do you think I don't?
Just make it happen.
Alright.
It's okay.
Alright, so D6 worked everywhere, D10 physical, D8 salvager, and would this be labor, or no, or...
I would say, yeah, either no or notice, maybe operate.
Don't forget the D8 I'm giving you for my notice.
Alright. And I guess if we're going to do operate in that case, D8. Another D8. Alright. Alright. And 14, 1, 1.
All right. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to step up. The company is coming to D10 because this took longer than you wanted it to. And it definitely took longer than the captain wanted it to. But you do succeed in finding some valuable electronics specifically.
Good.
There's not a whole lot, but you do find some.
Alright.
And now's about the time where, well, you would get a call from the BlackRock ship entering your airspace, but it appears that whoever was in the hold is asleep now. So,
Uh-oh.
depending on whether you're inside, you may hear it or not.
I think I would be inside at this point.
Yeah, if you would like to be.
I would like to be.
All right, sure. So Doc's asleep at the desk in the bridge.
Mother son of a...
And you get a call in that says, "Hello, unidentified salvage ship, Kintsugi class."
Yep, I'm gonna pick up. Captain Solace here.
We seem to see that you are infringing upon our intellectual properties on that asteroid.
You got any evidence for that?
We have some scans from earlier that show that a Kintsugi class ship has been in our airspace for you've been there for a while, and we've got reports that you haven't left, and that there's a possibility that some of our inventory is missing.
Well, you got coordinates on that? That don't sound right.
All right, so is there some sort of skill you'll be able to use to get out of this jam?
We have been fixing this place up for a while. You have that.
So I'm going to be rolling stakes.
Yeah, I can...
I'm going to set, so D8 for BlackRock security. A D10 for the company is coming. The person coming across the airwaves isn't super smart. Like, they're not exactly, like, a genius or anything, so they're just gonna get a D6 for negotiations. But you got some other marks against you at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna say either trick or perform.
Either of those would work.
Can I use both?
You can use one skill.
One's good. Okay, doesn't matter either way. They're both D4. Let's see. Can I use ship's cap?
You are the ship's captain.
I am. That is just truth.
I think that would help. Maybe some authoritative tone. You understand your ship. You can maybe try and misidentify.
Okay, so that'll be social trick, ship's captain. And I can spend to roll more dice, or is that just after the fact?
So after you have rolled, you can
Then
spend a plot point to add any additional dice that you've already rolled to your total.
So I'd be
Or you
doubling
can
that
spend
dice.
to roll a big damn hero die and add that to your total.
Okay, I don't have more big damn hero die.
So stakes. Stakes are at a 6.
Okay, not insurmountable.
I could give you another plot point. Yeah, you here. Have a plot point.
Okay, but what's the thing?
So it's an 8 now. I'm adding
What?
my third. So I rolled a 3, and a 2. So I'm going to pay you a plot point to add an additional die to this total.
And I'm just taking
So now yes, you have to. It's not voluntary. So now the stakes are at an 8.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. That wasn't 5, 3, 2. So I rolled an 8.
You did roll an 8, which does not raise the stakes.
I would like to spend a plot point to
To add the last die to your total,
yes.
you may do that.
What's the last die? What's
Well, so you rolled 3 dice, right?
yes,
You rolled a what was it? A 5, a 3, and a 2.
yes.
So you can spend a plot point. So normally, your 2 highest dice is the 5 and the 3, right?
Mhm.
And you can spend a plot point to add the last die to your total.
Oh, then yes.
So you can
Okay.
spend plot points.
Oh,
So if you
okay.
roll more dice, you can just add any of those to your total.
Okay.
So now your
Then-
total is a 10,
Yes.
which is
yes.
succeed.
Yes. Yes. That.
So you hear over the intercom, they go like, well, I guess we can check the sensor readings. But we will be back.
Well, wait. Let's listen to this. I mean, so I did hear about the solar flare. I don't know if you can trust your sensor readings, partner.
That's reasonable. We'll do some calibrations and then check again. Hope you're not there when we get there.
I won't be. Click.
So you have delayed them, but they're still coming.
Can I like get patched through to fucking like Derby and Lynn? Be
Absolutely.
like, so y'all better haul ass.
Yeah, we're nearly done over here.
Yeah,
I don't nearly is not what I like to hear. Can we get done? Like
Yeah. Let's
soonish?
get out of here. Yeah.
Captain.
Do you want good haul or do you want?
I want any haul at this point. They're fucking coming.
Oh god.
Captain,
Alright.
an additional ship has entered our airspace. Should I hail them?
No, don't. You go. We gotta go dark mode.
Perhaps
We
they
gotta-
can help us with the salvaging.
Ada, go fucking dark mode. Don't
Understood,
fucking-
Captain.
Don't like. Shut up.
I have come to understand that kind of phrasing is rude, Captain.
I'm sorry. Just don't talk to him.
Okay, Captain, but you won't make
No
any more friends.
No, not this time.
All right. We're grabbing our stuff and we're hauling ass.
Takes action. Haul ass.
Yeah, I don't think you need to roll anything for that. You get back on the ship.
Oh, I was
We-
going to use my hightailing it skill.
Cute.
Well, you may have an opportunity to do that soon, because now there's a ship in your airspace. There's specifically the Blackrock mining vessel that is in the Anvil orbit, and may or may not have spotted you already.
Well, I was about to say, so in airspace, does that mean that they like explicitly have visuals on us? Is there a way?
Not necessarily visuals. They're in the same orbit as you,
Can we,
which
like,
is what
make-
Ada has alerted you to.
Can I?
Boss, Captain, we gotta take off.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Can we take off strategically in such a way that we're skirting around this motherfucker?
Would you happen to have any kind of sneak skills that you could roll with the Firefly's systems, maybe? Or not the Firefly, the Lovelace's systems.
I fly good. I got good sneak.
Yeah, no, like, you could roll the Lovelace's systems plus your sneak skill.
Okay. So,
Or engines. It doesn't really super matter. Are you trying to be technologically sneaky? Like, are you trying to go sensor silent? Or are you trying to, like, do a fancy maneuver thing? Because if you're trying to do a fancy maneuver thing, I think you'll get the D8 for Ada, and if you don't, then I think you won't. Are you trying to do a fancy flying thing, or are you trying to, like, make it so that your ship is undetectable?
that was my original idea.
Yeah, go for it.
So that'll be
Fancy
a
maneuvers.
D8 for Ada.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be
A D8 for engines.
engines.
And a D8 for automated controls.
Okay.
Because
And
Ada is both Ada is the signature asset, and the automated controls are a D8.
Okay. And then
Well, I actually don't think Ada helps in that. You'll get the D8 for automated controls. I don't think you'll get the D8 for Ada, because Ada actively wants to make more friends.
okay, so I only have 3 D8 from the ship then.
Two D8. So you have the D8 from engines and the D8 from controls, and then you'll have whatever your sneak is.
Will be 6.
And then if anyone on the ship wants to help, then maybe they can add additional things.
Derby has a D6 sneak. He can help.
So an extra sneak?
Yeah.
Seems fine by me.
Extra sneak.
Oh, I need to set stakes. Well, we've already got set our D8, D10 for Black Rock Security, and the company is coming. This is a mining ship, so it's got good sensors, but it's not like ship sensors. It's like minimal sensors. So I think a D8 for the sensor array makes a lot of sense.
Hey.
Ooh, spicy. That's a 16 for stakes. I rolled double 8s on my D8s.
Do we even have a way of getting...
Well, you got plot points now. Well, you did.
Suck to roll that next to all these dice. Jesus. So that's okay. Oh. 9, 7, 16. Yeah, but I rolled a fucking 1. So I rolled a 16, but I rolled a 1.
All right. Do you have... So that will match stakes, but that won't raise stakes.
Let's... Oh, okay.
Didn't you have more dice, though?
I mean, yes, but they only take the,
Top 2.
Yeah.
Unless you spend plot points to include more.
Right. If my full lineup was a 9, 7, 3, 2, 1. But it only takes the 9 and the 7, and the 1 is a fucking... Yeah. If I use the plot points, that's gonna take... But the 1 doesn't count?
The 1 will still count. But
So I would only...
But you'll succeed. Right now, you're failing.
Let's do that then. But it's still...
You'll
But
still
I'm
get
still
a
gonna take-
complication,
Right.
but you
God.
but you won't fail.
All right, I spent the plot point. I want to succeed.
All right. So that adds your 3 to the roll.
Okay.
So that'll give you a 19.
Oh well, that was what I was asking. Is the one that gets counted?
No, the next highest die.
Okay.
Not in order of size, but in order of number.
Okay.
You add the most beneficial die. And ones you can't add ones because they count as 0, so you'd be adding 0.
Okay. That's
and
what I was
but you get a plot point for rolling a 1.
Cool.
And you succeed, so meaning you manage to take off out of the system without getting spotted by the security. You are going to end up taking a D6 complication, though, of... I'm going to call it breadcrumbs. Meaning you haven't exactly done a great job of cleaning up your remains.
Breadcrumbs. I like that. What is our laundry list of complications?
Well, so you're about to lose some.
Okay, cool.
So you manage to exit the system. You're out of Anvil orbit, and you don't get spotted by the ship that you're in. Meaning that BlackRock security and the companies coming are no longer relevant to the scene. So they'll become resolved. And you make it out of system with your salvage. Less so than you would like. But Derby managed to pull in some extra stuff on the other market. So you've got some slag metal, some refined slag metal, some operational tools. You notice now that you've been hauling them that some of them might be significantly less operational than you'd been hoping. But they're here, and you've got a whole bunch of buckets of metal. Yeah. So that's what you've got out. You've come out with so far with this from this particular mining venture. Now it's more a matter of where are you going to take it? What are you going to do with it?
Well.
And maybe that's a good idea to end the episode with. Of you've made it out. That was kind of a one scene episode.
One long scene.
Yeah. Which I think is a little bit on me. But we can talk about that in a moment. Are we all okay with ending the episode there?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I wanted to have a few choice words with fucking Derby, but
Please do.
all right. So here's where we're at.
Are you just like in the hold
Yeah, we're just
with all
like
this
sitting
slag
around,
around?
half out of the suits, and just like, So the haul ain't that good as far as I can tell. It's not really kind of up to snuff. That's a little bit on me, a little bit on, just kind of all of it. But we almost had a casualty out there. It's kind of something I'm concerned about. Not to be pointing no fingers, but something's got to be done. So Derby, I'm letting you know, whatever comes out of this next haul, you're getting a dock, and I gotta pay hazard to the fucking kid. Like, he almost died, Derby. We almost lost him.
I mean, the blast pattern worked fine, Captain, and I know the throat could have been a little better, but he's fine, and Lynn's fine because of it.
I mean, yes, but we can't be taking no chances like that, especially when I specifically advised that the kid don't go out in the first place.
All right, Captain.
Hate to be a hard ass about it, but like, kid almost got lost in space. That shit's serious.
I'll apologize to him.
But the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, metaphorically speaking. I mean, we did get something, so we'll be able to leg it on over to some outpost somewheres that's gonna like this shit.
Well, that's good.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I had.
That's it.
good.
I wish Caroline were here because I would bring like a cup of tea to Felix.
Uh,
Could you actually go ahead and just like make that roll? So that'd be treat.
Okay. Would that be like plus social?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm just gonna do like standardized 2d6 for. Oh no, because it'd be.
you had a complication called shaken, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I had the d6 for shaken, and then the d6 for Felix's social.
Polite disposition at a d6.
Polite disposition.
Yeah,
yes!
no, that'll absolutely help. You like that? You say that like a joke, but it's not.
I know, I don't say it like a joke. It's
Okay, so that's a 6 for stakes.
come on, baby. That's 12.
Yeah, that's a great success. You take a d6 big damn hero die for that. And you'll so I should probably have a conversation with Caroline about character ownership and like if that's a character I can play or not. But I will say that particularly mechanically that helps a lot. Very significantly enough that mechanically it would remove the shaken complication. So yeah, just the fact that you've taken the time to like, you all right, kid? You doing okay?
Well, it's like a are you all right? And it's also like thanks for stopping me from colliding horrifically with the side of a ship.
Yeah.
Using your entire body, maybe against your will, from what I saw.
Absolutely. No, and you do, and I think that he's probably pretty grateful of that. And as we kind of like zoom out into the Lovelace out in the black, we get to find out where they're going next to load off this salvage and maybe pick up some new jobs. Yeah.
Imagine some like
Close
guitar.
episode.
Yeah.
I'm imagining specifically the Firefly flies off into space music that happens like every other episode in the show. Although I feel like the Lovelace would have different theming. Yeah.
More banjos.
So this game has mechanically required D&D aftercare, or not D&D aftercare, RPG aftercare, decompression basically. Roses and Thorns is the thing that it's called.
Okay.
So everyone has to say a rose, which is the thing that I thought was good about the session, and a thorn, which is the thing that they said they didn't like so much about the session. And it's required. You have to do both.
Oh, you have to do both.
You do.
My understanding...
Even if something you don't like is like not that bad, it's just like, maybe this could have, or something you think could have been improved on, or anything like that. Like it doesn't have to be like, I disliked this. So much as just like maybe something that could be improved, or maybe something you would like to see more of. It doesn't have to be as negative as that. But also, what was your understanding of that? Because I'm curious if this have you played other systems that have this in it?
I have just like done Roses and Thorns in a social setting where you can have as many roses as you want, but you have to have one, and if you have a thorn, you have to pair it with a rose. So you can have like 2 or 3 thorns.
Interesting.
But you need to have 2 or 3 roses to do that.
That's also a good way to do that. The way that I pointed to the bookshelf as if I have a physical copy of this. The way that the system defines it, I think, is one of each, is the implication. But yeah, that also works too if you have more. But But effectively, it's just to go around and say like something you liked about it and something you didn't, and then we can adjust accordingly. So I'm just going to go around in order of the Discord call. So Hannah, what's the thing that you liked about this session?
I love the setting. I love everything about like I like this. I like the ship, the crew, the all that. That's all like all the setup perfect. Mwah, chef kiss. Me like.
Cool.
Thorn has to go with that, I guess. I'm so confused by what dice I'm supposed to be rolling at any given moment. It's like I need like a chart to like explain the order of operations of like how do I pick what dice I'm rolling and how do I know what's appropriate and like what like because I wasn't sure like when am I supposed to be pulling from the ship's dice, when am I supposed to
definitely.
because it's just like roll, it's like fucking what do I roll.
I can probably help you with that like pretty significantly. Like if you literally want a flow chart, I can probably make one.
That would make me super happy because like
I can literally make a flow chart for that.
That would
I'll in like the short term, I don't really know if this will help. Let me know if it does. Is you'll always be rolling an attribute and a skill.
Yes.
And then
that makes sense to me.
You add any more dice that apply, which is really vague. But that basically means do any distinctions apply, add those. Do any assets apply, add those. And then you don't have to worry about complications. I have to worry about those.
Right. I think what would help me is just having the order, like having an order with which I walk through, okay, this dice is this dice is this, and then like going in order so that I know exactly like how much it like because
I can literally make you a flowchart for that. I'll do that.
That would help immensely.
What dice do I roll?
And also being told like because I can't know what like every dice assignment is for like
other people's stuff.
Right, exactly. So I need to be like told explicitly, like if there is something you have notated that I don't like.
Absolutely, yeah. Matt, Roses and Thorns.
I think I might have two roses. But the first is, I think Hannah's Thorn is actually kind of my rose. I really have enjoyed learning this new system.
Cool.
Because I feel like I grasp it. And there was another rose. What was it? I think... I forget. I had it and now I've lost it. I think just kind of playing in general outside of that. But it was something else. The Thorn is... I'm not holding it against her at all, but I just wish that Caroline could have been here till the end, because it sucks not having everybody here.
Yeah.
So, like I said, not holding it against her. I get it. She's busy. But yeah.
Fun to play with all the friends.
Oh, and that's the other thing about the roses. If I may just really quickly say, you are not allowed to have a thorn about another person.
That makes sense.
That is negative. And I think that's the other thing about roses and thorns, the way I've done it. So.
Makes sense. So you can have roses about other people, but you can't have thorns about other people.
Yeah, so it could be like, well, I really like how Eli played Derby this session. It was endearing.
But your thorn can't be like, man, Derby sucked this session.
Yeah. Yeah. Precisely.
Oh my god.
I'm hurt.
I really enjoyed basically all of the characters. I was a little worried because people didn't really have a lot of like character connections going into this, but like chemistry happened pretty instantaneously, and I thought that was good. Eli, Roses and Thorns.
So Rose, complications, I feel like were handled very, very, very fun. They were good. it was nice to see the stakes go higher and higher. There was a lot of tension, especially near the end. It was nice, and it was also nice to see you constantly putting more ratcheting up difficulty on us. Well, like in a slow, steady stream,
Mm-hmm.
never being too unfair. The the risks always matched our recklessness. I think that's a good part of this system.
Yeah.
Says the person who yeeted a boy.
Yeah.
Into space.
I will also just say that I'm having really a lot of fun playing Derby. I like this
You're doing a
system
great
because
job.
it allows you to create your own complications
Yeah.
for benefits. It's fun to be able to do that.
You've taken some very cool abilities that let you do that specifically, too, which is a lot of fun. The fact that you're just like, you know what? I'm doing too well right now. And then just, like, pick something.
Yeah, and a thorn would be, I want to say, just like a lack of antagonists. I kind of want more.
Yeah, we're still so early on.
Yeah, I know we're still very early on, but I kind of want to, even if you have to cut away, I wouldn't mind seeing like a brief description of the person we're talking to, or like a brief monologue of what's going on in this scene, like as if we were in an actual episode of Firefly.
You'd be into some cutaway descriptions.
Yeah, you taking the reins a little. Well, even though you already have the reins, maybe that's asking a bit too much.
No, that's completely reasonable. I think for me, roses. I like that I get to roll a lot of dice in this setting. I like specifically because this is one of the things I actually dislike the most about Apocalypse World games is that the GM doesn't get to roll dice. And in this game, I get to roll lots of dice all the time. Because literally every check that happens, I get to roll dice.
You're very much an active participant again.
And luck is very much an active participant for my elements of the game, too.
Yeah.
Which is neat. I think one of my biggest thorns is it's kind of hard to keep track of everything that's going on. And communicate everything that's going on at the same time. In that I think next time we do this, I'm just going to like make a Google Doc we can all look at that is like each character and then list out their assets and then like complications and list out the complications so that we can all have a solid assessment of what's going on while the game is playing. Because that's the game, is the assets and complications. Like literally everything, the assets and complications drive the story of this game. Because as soon as you get a complication, it's just like, oh, well, now we got to resolve that complication. And then on the way to resolving that complication, you're going to get other different complications. And then you, since that is so integral to the game, I can't really do a great job communicating that verbally from here. I think that would be a good idea. Other roses, I do also like the setting. I don't get to do sci-fi very often, but I enjoy it very much. Also kind of like more of an open question. How do you feel about the GMing for this session so far in terms of like providing details, explaining rules, and keeping things moving?
You certainly kept things moving. The GM, how do I describe?
Part of our problem is that we're all learning this together.
Yeah.
So whenever we have a question,
it might be a bit too early to say anything.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was fun. On a fun scale, had fun.
Good. I look forward to playing more sessions of this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Ada already. Ada's great. Ada's perfect.
Oh, thank you.
10 out of 10.
Let's also see some fighting.
I love Ada.
Fighting for Lynn.
Yeah, well, okay.
People to flash.
If you want a little bit of a peek behind, would you like a little bit of a peek behind the scenes for this session as far as prep goes, or do you want to just leave the magic to be magic?
I'm interested.
I love behind the scenes.
This session was supposed to be a lot more than that. Because I was planning like, oh, okay, so we basically start. I want to start in the middle of doing something, and then like once you have the salvage, then we'll like move on to like, okay, so where do we want to sell that? Like, who are we going to sell it to? Are there other people you interact with along the way? We didn't get there because we spent so much time doing just the salvaging bit, and I kind of wonder if I think me personally, this is kind of a not so much a rose or a thorn as much as just an observation of I think I asked for too many dice rolls. Like I think the first time we did like basically when you when not you, but when Solus failed the roll for salvaging, that should have been it. Like, we should have gone to the consequences of, well, the salvage wasn't very good, and it took a long time.
Yeah.
And then we can have all of the, like, cable complications. And like, that all definitely could have still happened there. But we didn't have to, like, play that out for another 20 minutes.
We might
I should have brought other characters in sooner. Because I started to do that with once the company got there, but I think I just took too long because I was just like, D6, like they'll be here in a while. I also said like 30 clicks, 60 minutes, and then I was just like, well, I guess I have to stick to that now.
Well, and you could have thrown in the security too, because they were at a D8 and they stayed at a D8, but you were moving the.
Yeah, that's fair, and I did move the BlackRock security. I think there's things I could have done better, but also it's my first session with the system.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's more just like I'm observing what I did, and I think I know what I'm going to be doing moving forward.
I think this one time we kind of got too caught up in the actual like salvage role play, which is like lesser,
silly.
Like
yeah.
It's
But also I think genuinely good for introducing the reason I wanted to have something like that, because I also considered just being like, you just did a salvage and you've got a full hold, and that's where we're starting the game. But I wanted to start with actually doing the salvage so that we could get some dice rolls going, so that we could like introduce people to how the game works before having anything with like real stakes.
Yeah, that was basically what I would consider like a good practice setup, which seems accurate. Like that seems like a good.
And now we've got a full hold of potentially because you've still got the complications, poor salvage, and breadcrumbs, which are going to carry over into the next session. Because those are now you now have some advantage in that you've got stuff. But you've also got some problems that we'll see if you work out or not.
Right. I think that's what maybe this episode is missing, was like, now we have plot. Now we have like a thread that we can pull on, and that can be plot that will continue to happen.
If we're drawing comparisons to the show again, what we just did, which is acquire potentially dubious salvage, leave a signal behind, and have cargo that we're going to go offload or whatever, that's the first 5 minutes of the first episode of Firefly.
Well, to be fair to us, one of our like strengths and maybe downfalls at the same time is we like to get lost in the sauce of
That's true.
Character interaction.
Well, and also this isn't the show.
So,
like this is us. This is
it.
us playing around, and we got to have some really good character moments inside.
Yeah,
because like again, like and. If we're doing comparisons, like all the writers know who those characters are already and what they're going to be doing and stuff like that. We don't really know yet. We're trying to figure this out. All of us found out that one character had a son that was on the ship today. We found that out, which turned out to be great. Like, I'm glad that is true now. I kind of love that you have a cabin boy, which is great.
A scared cabin boy now.
Yeah.
Well, he's less scared.
He was shaken. Scared and then became more scared and is now back to normal amounts of scared. Yeah, no, that's great. I'm look forward to how this goes. I'm really hoping we can get just like scheduling might be a bit of a nightmare. And like I think if necessary we might just have to do episodes without certain characters. Which would be unfortunate, but
It's not like the show didn't also do that.
Right. There are lots of
Yeah.
episodes where it's just like that character is off doing something else.
Sure was on the ship the whole time while all the action was happening outside.
Mhm.
So,
Just like, where's the Nara? She's getting a physical over there, off screen, just right
taking
over
a
there.
flight.
Believe me, don't worry about it.
She's been asleep the entire episode.
uh,
Yeah, I'm having fun with Ada too. Yeah. I've got some character inspirations for Ada, which is very funny, but I'll leave that to Discovery.
I will say I was
think
kind of
I'm-
anticipating having to scuffle with some security folks.
Yeah, I kind of wanted you to scuffle with some security folks, but I didn't account for a great amount of time. Because then they would have had, like, get out of the ship and onto the asteroid in enough time for you to do, like... Rest assured, you will have
I
time
will
to
get my
scuffle.
moment.
You will
Yeah.
have time. As soon as we're, like, on worlds and doing things, and not just on a rock.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Trust
also
me.
less interested in scuffling with like actual authorities, like right away, and more like there are more interesting types of people who get to scuffle that'll actually like.
That's
Be
true.
beneficial.
I mean, I think it's probably well established now that combat is one of my favorite parts of tabletops, which is
I'm
part of why
interested
Lancer was
It will play out
interesting to me.
in this system because I just straight up hate D&D combat. It annoys
Yeah,
me.
that's fair.
So I'm interested in seeing how this plays out because I feel like it'll
I
be a
mean-
lot more interesting and a lot more.
In
Tough.
terms of how Lynn functions, it really will be a lot like we do that. Like I set stakes, and you either raise them or don't, and that's combat.
Yep.
It may or may not be high stakes. I may on occasion ask you whether it's high stakes. Like, do you intend to kill this person or otherwise subdue them? Like, you're using a sword, which is pretty hard to disable someone non-lethally with.
It's true.
I mean, not if you're doing the backside of the sword like they do in all the.
Smack. There's actually a really great phrase that I really liked from someone talking about like how more often than not idiots with swords are more dangerous to themselves than idiots with guns. Which is that a sword is always on. It is always sharp. It can always cut. You cannot disarm a sword. It will always be a dangerous object, as opposed to there are a lot of ways to make guns non-functional. And the
Yeah.
default state of firearms is non-functional. Swords, on the other hand,
Well, and I guess to me, it's going to
that's
depend on
like
the
a good
situation.
thing
You know?
sometimes. Yeah, but also you're a D12 in fight, so you can
D10.
do. Oh, you are. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's still really good, and you get to like depending on how you're combating, you get bonuses to that. Like you're really good at
Yeah.
it, and you've used it for a long time. You have a signature asset for it. Like
Yep.
you can do whatever you want to. You can tell me when you succeed how you succeed. Like you don't have like I'm not gonna make some kind of lethal non-lethal requirement. Obviously, like this is gonna be a collaborative process.
Yeah.
Our character sheet basically resets every time, like once we're done. Like we
Yeah, so any
unless
complications that will carry over stay on. Assets are done. So assets, again, this is a kind of a weird one because it was basically a one scene episode. So assets normally go away at the end of the scene. And I think that's another thing I probably should have been more strict on, is I think as soon as you were no longer actively using the gravitic haulers, you should not have been able... Like, I think that other time when I was like, you should roll with these haulers during the timed thing, you probably shouldn't have. Like, I think that was a new scene at that point, basically. But assets only last until the end of the scene, so they go away.
So I would lose new friends, and our points would reset.
Yes, and you go back to... You'll start next session with 1 plot point.
Okay.
You'll keep any big damn hero dice you have.
Ooh,
if you
that's
have
nice. Do those stack?
Yeah, you can get more than 1 per die.
Okay.
You get as many types of big damn hero dice as you can. One of the things with big damn hero dice mechanically is You basically only want to use them when adding a third die from your pool won't do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because then you don't have to spend your big damn hero dice. But that's situational. Yeah, I think that's about it. That was fun. I look forward to doing it again. I'll probably get on scheduling sooner rather than later. And Matt, I do genuinely want to do Lancer sometime soon. I might try and pull some people who are not from our play group to do that.
Again, I am still also very interested in
Yeah,
Lancer.
definitely. And Hannah wants to kind of maybe be the dispatch.
I think that would be
which
fun.
I think would be fun.
Because I would like to hear it all. I like to.
You want to be
hear that.
involved, but you don't want to be a pilot.
Yeah.
Don't want to fight.
Nah,
Which is entirely probably pretty reasonable. We could also
Yeah.
do just a 2-player Lancer campaign, like fucking buddy cops and their dispatch, or depending on whether Caroline wants to or not, either. Yeah, but I was thinking about maybe asking Adon if he wanted to play, maybe, or I don't know, some other folks, maybe Zoe.
Well, I didn't bring Lancer up to be like, God damn it, we should play it. I brought it up
I
more so just
understand.
as okay.
I'm saying this because I also want to play Lancer at some point because I think it's a cool system.
Yeah.
So, and the problem within that is I want to play Lancer.
Oh yeah.
Which if we do the thing that I recommended, which is make Hannah the dispatch, I basically get to do. Because then a lot of my job is reduced to writing scenarios and then just playing the mech game. And you all get to figure out whatever you want to do. Because then I can also put Hannah in charge of like non-narrative play, if you want to do that. But that again, this is probably months out. Like this is not going to happen soon. Especially since it sounds like people are having a lot of fun with Firefly, so we may extend it beyond the 3 sessions. And I do really want to play a zombie game. For catharsis, mostly. We'll see. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I love all of you very much. Anyway, I've been recording for a lot longer than this session was, so I should probably stop. That's actually one of our shorter sessions. It was only like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, like, given all the bits that are in it. But I think I'm going to definitely take advantage of the time between this section and the next one.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to stop.
Only up from here.
I'm going to hit the recording button now.